Man. God damn. Fuck. Wow. What? What are you saying?
You know, wow. What can you truly say other than wow?
I mean, literally, man.
I mean, dude, that. Oh my God, man. That easily.
Has to be the worst AEW pay-per-view ever put on. It was just a bunch of nothing, one single good match, and then a fucking horrid main event. Again. And this main event wasn't just a bad match, it had one of the dumbest endings possible for a bad match, dude. Insane work tonight, man. I can't believe it. Tony Khan really sat down and produced that and went with that. That is insane work, dude. That is genuinely insane work. That has to be the worst AEW show ever put on.
My God, dude. My God. That. Wow. I am truly shocked with how fucking bad that show was. Up and down minus one match.
One good match tonight.
There was one match that I genuinely sunk my teeth into and got excited and got somewhat interested in.
Mm-hmm.
One match. You done brought everybody out, whether it was $50 or a ticket, for some bullshit that you put on tonight in Philadelphia.
For fucking nothing after nothing, dude. The only good match was the second to last match on the show. Wow. That is insane, dude.
Oh, shit.
Goddamn, man. I haven't felt like this since like 2019, dude. Genuinely. And there's been bad AEW moments. There's been bad WWE moments past couple years here and there, man. But dude, just a whole night being that bad. I haven't seen this in years, dude. Genuinely haven't seen something this bad in years.
Seriously, man, top to bottom, I cannot remember the last time I seen something this fucking atrocious, dude. I seriously can't remember the last time I seen something this atrocious, man. Again, top to bottom, there was one match I got into, and that was the match second to last. This show went on for probably about 4.5 hours. 4.5 fucking hours, man. The main event started around 10:50, and it is past midnight now. And the show ended about 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, maybe. Again, you done brought everybody out there for a bunch of bullshit tonight. Again, whether it was your $50 or whether it was your ticket you paid to be at the event, we were all brought out here for a bunch of utter bullshit.
Garbage.
For AEW Dynasty. Remember when AEW pay-per-views, there wasn't a such thing as a B pay-per-view? Remember that?
Literally, man. Literally, I'm saying, man, what was the point of Dynasty even existing this year, dude? Literally, cut Dynasty, cut Forbidden Door at this point, cut Wrestle Dream, cut all these nothing B pay-per-views, dude, because you just wasted everyone's time, money, and interest, dude. It was a complete waste.
Man, oh God, this was a complete waste of time. I can't even. I mean, dude, this. Again, man, I don't know if this is just sudden. I don't know if this is just me talking off of a sudden reaction. This show here tonight, again, I haven't seen something this bad top to bottom since, I mean, this is giving me fucking Backlash 2018,
Mm-hmm.
Battleground 2017 vibes, where you look at this show up and down and you just say, what the fuck was the point of this?
Literally, dude. This literally feels like one of those, like you said, 2017 through 2019 Vince McMahon pay-per-views. This is the feeling that I have. You restored a feeling that I have never wanted to be restored again. I haven't felt like this in years after a pay-per-view. That whole show, except one match, was horrible, dude. Horrible.
I'm floored.
I really am.
I am genuinely, I am so genuinely floored with this fucking show, man. I mean, okay, so I got a bad feeling when the Death Riders retained those trios championships,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to fucking believe it. And they give Swerve this grand entrance and stuff, and then I got even more scared because 9 times out of 10, somebody who gets that grand entrance always ends up fucking losing.
The more they play up to the opponent, the more likely they are to lose. So,
Yes,
man,
exactly, man, exactly. So we get to this match, and I was remaining somewhat hopeful, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when we got to the spot in that main event match where Swerve hit the Swerve Stomp and the ref was still down, I knew in my heart then, somehow, some way, he would get fucked out of that match.
Mm-hmm.
But never in a million years did I think the fucking Young Bucks were gonna come back and screw Swerve Strickland, yet simultaneously help the group that made them leave AEW because they were scared of this group.
They said that group wasn't their problem and they left.
And you help the guy, the leader of the group, retain his championship and screw over a guy that you've had no beef with.
They've had the only interaction I ever remember Swerve having with them was just being a part of Blood and Guts. That's the only thing I remember. That's the only interaction I've ever remember those acts having. So why on earth, man, that was bad.
Man, I don't even, I don't know. But let me tell you, man, Jon Moxley, without a fucking shadow of a doubt, bro, is 1000% carrying that belt for another 3 months.
Yep.
So if you thought this main event was bad, if you thought that Revolution main event was bad, if you thought that Full Gear main event was bad, if you thought the World's End main event was bad, I don't think I forgot about that one. If you thought all those title defenses on Dynamite were fucking horrible, we have another pay-per-view to go. We have Double or Nothing, and do they have one in June?
Hey, when the fuck is Forbidden Door?
Forbidden Door got moved to August.
Oh, remember? It's after All In?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep.
I think that makes it a little bit better. But man, we still got another pay-per-view with this guy as our fucking boring ass, just dead main event.
We have another month and a half until we get to that pay-per-view. That main event's gonna suck. And then after that pay-per-view, we have another month and a half until we get to All In on July 12th, which, after what we've seen tonight, I told Sir K this and our other buddy this after the show. Will Ospreay is 1000% winning the Owen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Darby gets added as a triple threat or if Darby even, comes back at all or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But Will Ospreay's winning the Owen. He's getting the match against Jon Moxley at All In. And again, maybe they add Darby, maybe not. But as far as Swerve and Paige go, I think me and Rainmaker are on the same page, because I thought this as soon as when they were doing those final shots of the show, they show Swerve, he's looking up at the Bucks. They show Hangman, and then they show the Bucks, and I knew right there we're getting Adam Page and Swerve versus the Bucks at All In.
Yep, most definitely, man. Which, again, I like the idea of that match, dude. But the sacrifice is just too big, dude. No one wants to see Mox. No one wants to have, like, at the end of the day, why did the Young Bucks help Mox retain? What beef could they possibly have with Swerve to dictate this? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh man. Oh my god. Okay. I am man, I'm fucking dumbfounded. I'm fucking dumbfounded, bro.
I really am.
Yes, Rainmaker says in the comments, man, we sacrificed Bryan Danielson for this fucking Jon Moxley storyline. Jon Moxley, 20 minutes into that main event, was hitting rest holds in the middle of the ring on Swerve Strickland. And again, I'm and you guys know me, man. I am never the guy that just, wants a bunch of high spots and Canadian destroyers. But are you fucking serious?
No.
This is our pay-per-view main event. 20 minutes in, we're getting a fucking rest hold and a chin lock?
And man, Mox brought out a ladder, and the first thing he does is a headlock. A front standing headlock is the first thing he does after setting up a ladder. Dude, the start of that main event was the quietest I've ever seen in an arena, because everyone was tired and nobody gave a fuck.
And to make that even worse, bro, and to add on to what you just said, after that table spot, the crowd was silent.
Dad, just standing there, just looking at the show. That's insane, dude.
Man, I am so drained. I am so drained to this company, man. It is not even funny.
It's really not.
How much, I mean, man, at this point, dude, I don't even know what keeps me coming back, bro.
No.
I don't even know what keeps me coming back. Probably a couple people that I like, man. Other than that, dude, this shit is just, this is getting out of hand, man. I mean, how the fuck does Tony Khan not have meetings in place with people that aren't fucking yes men and people who was told this idea and said, you know what, man, that's a good idea, man. The Young Bucks should come back and screw Swerve Strickland. Which, if you want to get to Swerve and Hangman versus fucking the Bucks, that's one thing. But again, why don't you have them start a beef with, I don't know, maybe their friend Adam Page, because he turned into an asshole before they left and he never helped them before they left to fight the Death Riders, and then have Swerve get involved? Why would they go directly after Swerve?
What beef do they have with Swerve building up to this, dude?
And I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling because I'm thinking to myself, what could they possibly say about Swerve Strickland? And I have a really bad feeling the example they're going to give as to why they did this is Swerve says this is his house.
And it's the one they built.
But they built the house.
They built it.
Even though the guys that are trying to destroy your house in the fucking Death Riders, you helped him retain the championship. That makes no sense. This makes no... Why would they go after Swerve Strickland, bro? Please. I cannot wait to hear that. I cannot wait for fucking Dynamite to hear this explanation, because there is no plausible reason why they would attack Swerve Strickland.
They had a shit run as this evil EVP group that tried to take over the company. That failed completely. And then they had another group, the Death Riders, come in, do the same exact thing as them, boot them out, and then they attack the guy that's trying to end that group. Why? You're
Another stupid reason I thought was, Hangman has been our friend for a long time and you did him dirty and you burned his house down, which Hangman kind of already took care of that problem, bro. He stuck a needle in the guy's cheek.
They
He
already
power
solved that.
bombed him on a fucking cinder block.
Do you not watch the show you created? They're damn near squashed the beef at this point. Like they had their match and now they're slowly being okay with each other. That's the whole point. And now you're just attacking him for what, dude? For what? Man. Fucking A, dude. Whole man.
What? Man, God, dude.
Say, dude.
Honestly, what can you fucking say? What can you say about that, man? I mean, who listens to this stuff and tells him this is a good idea, dude? Like, this is gonna be the number one reason why this fucking company falls flat on its face, and it already fucking has creatively, because he's so up his own ass, and he fucking can't listen to criticism for shit.
No, people have been criticizing this since the jump, dude. Since World's End, people have hated this act, and you're still just trucking along, ignoring it. Completely ignoring and doing your own thing. That is insane.
And I said it on Friday, man. If Jon Moxley carries this championship for another 3 months, this is going to be a TV killer.
Yeah, it's already dead.
It is, and that's the worst part, dude. If you think it's dead now, you're right.
It's gonna get a whole lot more dead.
But we have another 3 months. That is 12 more Dynamites. 12 more fucking Dynamites of just shit.
Of this is exactly what the next 12 Dynamites is going to consist of. There's going to be a person with a couple friends going against the Death Riders. They're going to get a few up moments against the Death Riders, but almost every week the Death Riders are going to come out there, outnumber them, beat them up, and leave. And there's going to be a couple weeks in there for, whatever babyface group is going to scare off the Death Riders that week. Next week, they're going to come in, get beat up by the Death Riders. It's going to be that 12 more weeks. That's going to be the main event scene for Dynamite. For AEW, for the next 12 weeks, it is the same shit we've been getting since World's End. A year, man. Oh, man.
Literally a 9-month title reign.
9 months of hell.
Of fucking complete and utter garbage. This group has not been good since they walked out with the AEW championship in a duffel bag at Wrestle Dream and retired retired for full time, one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. And we sacrificed Bryan Danielson for John Resthold Moxley.
And tonight they sacrificed Hangman helping Swerve for nothing. For Swerve to just get beat up by his own friends. By Hangman's own friends for no reason.
And to Rainmaker's point, dude.
Yeah.
What beef does anybody? I don't know if I'm.
I could be misremembering.
I could completely be misremembering this shit, dude. But like, I need somebody to genuinely fill me in, because I, for the life of me, cannot remember an instance where the Ops had a problem with the Death Riders.
No, I don't. There might have been something in there with like the trios circle of the Death Riders, but even then was it probably just a Dynamite match and that's it? You know what I mean? Like, why did they run out there to help them? And Like what? I
Because when the Ops got together, before they were the Ops and they were just Joe Hook and Shibata, they feuded with the Learning Tree,
mm-hmm.
and then they feuded with the Patriarchy, and
now
that
they're
was
here.
it.
And now
So
they're just attacking the Death Riders for some reason.
so again, excuse me if I'm wrong, but like, why were the what? I mean, why the in the, I mean, huh? Why were the Ops out there fighting the Death Riders?
And to your point, Hitter Rainmaker, Samoa Joe is getting beat up by Wheeler Yuta.
Come on, I mean,
Why did they make Wheeler Yuta some type of beast? And why is he more of a beast in this group than than fucking Pac and Claudio? Why is Yuta the beast of the group? Dog. Like, man,
no.
insane, dude. Like, what the hell?
Oh my god, man, that is that is abysmal, man. I'm sorry, dude. That is completely fucking abysmal. Thank you. Yes, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, he says he thinks Joe just said we will be watching the trios title match.
So, why didn't you interfere after the trios titles match then? By that logic. By that logic. You could have took them out. By that logic, they could have took them out after their trios title match, so they couldn't even interfere with the main event in the first place. Why would you not think to do that instead?
I'm lost. I'm so lost with this company creatively, man. I mean genuinely gone are the days of 2021 and early 2000, most majority of 2022, man. Gone
are those days.
Gone to burn are those fucking days, dude. Because
so good.
I'm genuinely so lost with this company creatively, man. I mean, it just makes no fucking sense to me. 90% of the shit that they do on the and my god, dude.
Their pay-per-views are supposed to be their saving grace of their programming. You know, weekly television for AEW has sucked for a long time, but every time we say, man, you know, Dynamite sucks, I really don't plan up to these matches, man, but, you know, the pay-per-views are very entertaining. Dude, one good match tonight. A singular good match out of 10. They are 9 for 1 tonight, or 1 for 9 tonight.
One good match and a story-driven segment were the good things on this show.
The two good things. One of them was a match. One of them was a beatdown. Dog. Man. What was the point of tonight, dude? What was the absolute point of tonight? Revolution was good too. Revolution was really good. And you come after that with this? That's insane work, dude.
Yeah, I mean, man, again, based off how Revolution went, man, I thought this would be a little better.
Yeah.
I thought this was. I genuinely went into the show thinking, okay, we'll probably get a bunch of good matches on the show, and it was just it was a fucking bore fest.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bore fest, and I can't even fucking blame the crowd.
No.
Because how were they to get into this shit, dude?
There was nothing to get into. You had Will Ospreay versus a nobody. You had our tag team champions versus two nobodies. You had Mercedes. She's gonna win. It was just predictable nothing after predictable nothing after predictable nothing all night.
You have Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe on a fucking pay-per-view card.
Wasting my. You could have just cut it in its entirety. Made the show shorter. I wouldn't have been as angry. 4.5 hours of nothing.
You have Brody King watching this match, and he's not even on that side of the bracket. I could, excuse me, I could see if you have Brody watching to see who he's going to face next. But to my knowledge,
He's not facing any. He's probably not even winning his own match.
He's to my knowledge, he's facing Will Ospreay if he can even get past Takeshita, which I wouldn't even put him past that.
Yeah. Like he's out first round, so what the fuck is he watching this shit for? You know what's bestowed upon you.
Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fucking wow, dude. That is just God, that is abysmal, bro. That is absolutely abysmal. Yeah, this show was an absolute waste of everybody's time, man. It was an absolute waste of everybody's time. I genuinely don't even know why they even came on pay-per-view with this bullshit.
I really don't know.
Man, I'm dumbfounded for what they did at the end of that show, man. We are dead ass in store for another 3 months, which, man, I had a bad feeling.
Mm-hmm. Had a real bad feeling.
I had a bad feeling. I was looking at that Owen, and it gave me somewhat hope, especially with them teasing Swerve and Hangman. I said, all right, maybe we're going to get this in the main event All In, and at that match, maybe these two are finally going to shake hands and show a sign of respect to each other. And
nope.
Now I'm leaning towards what my original thoughts were, that Jon Moxley is going to go on a run and probably beat a bunch of their top names until we get to or at least one more top name, now that we're, getting to the final pay-per-view before All In.
Whatever the fucking Double or Nothing match is going to be.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's cooked, man. It's cooked for the next 12 weeks. It is Wednesday night is fucking cooked. I mean,
unscripted is gonna be very interesting for the next 12 weeks of AEW television, dude.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We have another 12 months of a Jon Moxley title reign.
12 weeks, hopefully not 12 months.
Oh, fuck it. 12 weeks.
12 months, I would just give up already if it was 12 months ahead, man. But, dude, 12 weeks is enough. That's enough to do me in.
12 more weeks of this bullshit, guys. So, this is what we sacrificed Bryan Danielson's full-time career for. Yep. This storyline. You should have just gave this shit to Adam fucking Page when he was the hottest character coming out of All Out. But here comes Jon Moxley with this fucking idea that's really good, and Tony Khan took his idea and absolutely it is absolutely went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
And again, at first I wasn't necessarily blaming Jon Moxley, but after the quality of matches we've been getting in these main events, I have to blame him now.
It gets to a point where as the guy in the matches and in the main event scene, you have to recognize your own flaws and be like, damn, I'm not up to par right now. Someone else should take this spot, dude. Like,
these main events have been dog shit for the last 4 pay-per-view. Full Gear, Wrestle Dream, Revolution, and yes, the last 4 pay-per-views. These have been some of the historical dog shit main events in AEW history.
Yep.
And a lot of this falls on his shoulders, man, because in 2025, and I guess for that fact, 2024, it seems that Jon Moxley cannot gravitate interest or pop a crowd or work to that matter unless there is a weapon or weapons involved.
Yep. He can't just have a match to save his life, man. He really can't.
And this is giving me flashbacks of Dean Ambrose all over again. Because in Dean Ambrose's case, if you've seen one of his matches, you quite literally seen all of them.
Yep.
And they suck.
He desaturated himself so much to he's almost back at Dean Ambrose level, man. Literally. To the point where we're leaving AEW might be a better career rejuvenating thing for him at this point.
At this point, I wouldn't even mind him going over to WWE. The way they're telling stories right now, you can slot him right into some bullshit with the Shield, and
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
be fucking a hell of a lot better than this bullshit.
10 times what this fucking shit's going on now in AEW in this Death Riders group.
Wow. You sacrificed Adam Page when he was at the height of that deranged cowboy character
For this.
for this bullshit.
You sacrificed so much for this. For this.
And if this was an idea that Tony Khan did not like, and it was an idea that Tony Khan didn't want to do, but maybe he wanted to just do a solid for Jon Moxley or whatever, you absolutely need to learn to tell people fucking no.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And if this was his idea, then God bless us all.
Then holy hell. This man cannot book a show to save his life. To save his life.
The pay-per-view is the one night a month I should actually like this company.
Mm-hmm. And this is the one time I hate them the most. They have disappointed me more than anything has in years. Genuinely. I'm not even saying that to be dramatic, dude. I haven't felt this way after pay-per-view in years, bro. This is McMahon level feelings after a pay-per-view, dude.
This fucking show sucked, man.
Mm-hmm.
This show sucked, dude. I am appalled, man. But, man, with all of that, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us. If this is your first time watching, and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday we're on here after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Central with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we are live directly after the show with the official post-show review, like we are here tonight for AEW Dynasty. Now, with all of that, if you guys did miss yesterday, Friday's edition, I forgot it's Sunday, Friday's edition of the news, that is WWE cancels King of the Ring, or not really canceled. They had no plans to begin with for King of the Ring, and they're going to do Night of Champions. We talked about Kevin Owens' injury. We talked about Miro re-signing with WWE, all that good stuff. That is episode 260 of the news. You guys can now watch that on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to stay first, join us right here live Friday, 3 p.m. Central with the news, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to pick up some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top description of this very video. And if you want to get, if you want to pick up the merch today, you guys, like I said, can find this on bonfire.com. So if you have not got a chance, like I said, go cop the hottest merch in all of the IWC, man. So with all of that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Despite tonight and despite, this weekend since about 7 o'clock, before 7 o'clock on this weekend, it was very good weekend, man. Very good weekend from Friday to today to yesterday. It was overall a good weekend. Very, very enjoyable weekend with a lot to do, and it was a really good weekend for myself, man, and enjoyed most of this weekend. And then 7 o'clock tonight rolled around, and we got what we got, and you guys just listen to us for like 25 minutes rant, so you guys know how we feel. But overall, I'm doing good. My weekend was good, and everything's good, man. Everything's good, like Durante always asks. How's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Despite the quality of the show, it's always nice just spending time with your friends while you are watching the show, so that, you know, if you could take anything out of it, it's that. And so that's cool. Overall had a great weekend, man. Had a great weekend. Ate a lot of good food. Reconnected with a lot of old friends.
Most definitely.
Stuff like that, man. So just very enjoyable, and just very, very, very humbling, I guess, man. Very humbling. Very nice weekend. So so I could be happy about that. And yeah, overall, man, just happy, bro. Just happy. So yeah, as Duranto always says, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Gannibal, and my man Rainmaker? How are you guys doing? And thank you guys for joining us as always, bro. Rainmaker, man, please do not put that thought into the air. He says,
Man.
I don't know if you could hear me when I was doing the ad for the merch, but your comment stumped me there a little bit, bro.
Dude.
He says, I just went on X and someone said, what if the wild card is Jack Perry?
Man,
let me just say, if everybody's underwhelmed with the WrestleMania build, you better start appreciating it real quick, because this all in build is looking to be quite the spectacle.
Man.
If Jack Perry will be involved.
Which there's no way they could bring Jack Perry back after, you know, all this time off and have him still be allies that hard with the Young Bucks, because they were doing a whole thing in Japan and at Wrestle Dynasty where it was like he was annoyed with them for leaving him in aid. You cannot bring him back as their ally, dude. There's no way that they can do that logically, which they probably will, but it will make no sense.
Oh, this is gonna get a whole lot more interesting, bro. I knew, and I talked with our community outreach spokesperson Bell a little bit when the Bucks left the company, and we talked a little bit about how the Young Bucks would come back, and I knew as I was texting her, whenever this shit, whenever these guys come back again, this shit is gonna completely hit the fan, and this shit is going to be incredibly illogical and bad, and it looks to be. So yeah, we are off to a rough start, and they better have a fucking really good explanation for why they attacked Swerve Strickland, man, because my God, did that make no sense or what?
I'm telling you. So let's start off the show, man. Let's move that amazing looking logo over. Here it begins.
Actually, I didn't even need to move it over yet, because the zero hour, the AEW Dynasty Zero Watchers.
Yeah, there was.
Consisted of Nick Wayne and Crew. Can somebody fill me in on why they're called Crew? I'm not a Collision cowboy, so I
have no clue.
I have no idea why Action Andretti and Leo Rush are called Crew.
They're Crew, dude. For some reason.
They defeated AR Fox and Top Flight. And then in the other Zero Watchers match, Max Caster loses his open challenge to Anthony Bowens, a returning and repackaged Anthony Bowens.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the new repackaged Bowens. Had to go get the pizza, and fucking they were taking way too long in the build up to that segment, in my opinion. But I've heard a lot of people say good things about the repackage, so I guess I'll have to check it out, this weekend.
That's if he's on Dynamite.
Yeah, probably not exactly. But I hope the best for Bowens. But he's a singles guy in Tony Khan's AEW, so I don't have a lot of faith in Tony Khan.
Yeah, not really. Not really much whatsoever at this juncture. But Yeah, so hopefully they do something with Bowens, man. Personally, dude, I just think both guys are gonna go nowhere. His fucking ass
No.
while he's booking these two, and I think they're both just going to fall into obscurity until they both end up in NXT repackaged together as the rappers or whatever they want to fucking call them, rapper and DJ,
Rapper and DJ.
whatever, rapper and boombox, whatever stupid name WWE developmental is going to create for them, and they're going to end up doing fine in WWE. And then Triple H's good friend Billy Gunn can then go home as well. However, yeah, that's my prediction on what I think is going to happen to the Acclaimed. Again, I hope it works out because they're both really good, but I like I said, Tony Khan does not know his head from his ass.
No.
And with booking a lot of people, let alone these two. So he didn't know what to do with them as a tag team. You expect me to believe he's going to do something with either of these guys as a singles?
Dude, he signed Mike Bailey. He signed Kevin Knight, and now he's trying to do 2 more singles guys in a split up tag team. Well, come on.
When are you going to get the hint? Your singles men's division is ridiculously crowded.
Ridiculously. Look at what happened the last time. You split up Aussie Open, and now you have Kyle Fletcher, who is relatively more successful than I thought he would be. Are we still here? I think so.
Wait for it. Okay. Hello. Okay. Are we getting there?
And think we're
yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Like
okay, so Kyle Fletcher is more relatively successful.
he is more relatively successful than I thought he would be, man. But overall, there's a ceiling for the split tag team into a singles guy that is in AEW with the overcrowded roster. There's only so many spots, and they're all been filled for years, and it's not gonna work out, man.
No. Again, yeah, probably not, and especially too if you have a plan for both of these guys. Again, like Sir K just said, look at the example of Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. Kyle Fletcher is somewhat used. Look at Mark Davis.
Nothing.
He looks horrible in this company.
Yeah.
So, now, to the main card. Yes, this was the opener. This was on pay-per-view.
For some reason.
Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. This was supposed to be Will Ospreay versus Jay White. Jay White's replacement, of all people, was a guy that has been in the company for 8 days. He is in a tournament to determine the
world champion contender.
The number 1 contender at the biggest pay-per-view of the year for AEW. For the AEW World Championship. And again, Kevin Knight, he's nice in the ring, but when you're talking AEW, who isn't nice in the ring? And, that's not to say
The world champ.
Well, other than Mr. Wristlock, John Wristley, there is 95% of the roster that is nice in the ring. And you have Kevin Knight, who, again, he's nice in the ring, he's athletic, he sure has a lot of potential. But this is AEW. This is AEW, man. How fast is Kevin Knight going to get lost in the shuffle of the litany of names that are in contention for anything singles men's division related?
Literally the definition of going to be lost in the shuffle. Again, he was athletic and whatnot, man, but I didn't see anything tonight that wowed me. Anything he could do and half the roster most of the roster can do same thing, if not better, if not more interesting. Don't understand, what you think you did when you signed him, and I don't know what you think you're gonna do with him, because it's gonna be nothing, man. And in my opinion, this was kind of a waste of a Will Ospreay pay-per-view match. It was pretty boring. He wrestled very okay. He was good, and it wasn't that interesting. I didn't care about the match going in. I didn't care about the match watching it, and I just didn't care, man. So, Kevin Knight, he signed for some reason, and wish him the best, man. But doubt he'll become anything in AEW.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. A lot of people have been throwing Hurt Syndicate around. He's got the look. He's got the look. I think he could be the young guy in there, kind of how Cedric was. But
Yeah.
but I think that spot's for Cedric, especially with Cedric being released now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that spot is inevitably for Cedric. I feel like Tony likes MVP and Bobby and them, and I think he's gonna give them what they want.
Yeah.
So not to say they can't add him eventually.
They could.
I mean, I would be down for that, because otherwise he will probably get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
That is one thing I loved about Wheeler Yuta being in the Blackpool Combat Club, was it kept him
From
it
getting
kept
lost.
it kept his nose above water.
Mm-hmm.
His mouth was still underwater, but it kept his nose above water, so he still had some form of circulation
Exactly.
of air to his brain. But yeah, I mean, if Kevin Knight is going to survive in AEW, you guys better be hoping they're fine with adding a fourth member to the Hurt Syndicate, because
Literally.
he could fit in that. I could
He
see that.
can.
I could see that, man, in that Cedric role, especially. Cedric was meant to be the young buck of the group, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Cedric is very
young.
young anymore.
No.
So maybe they could add a fifth member and have it be him, and that would work, and that would more than likely keep his like I said, keep his nose above water, man. But yeah, other than that, I mean, again, he's nice in the ring and he has a world of potential, but a lot of times in AEW you have to be a special somebody for Tony Khan to really capitalize on your potential. He's really only done that for a couple guys, man.
Small handful.
Yeah, so that is what scares me about Tony, because a lot of times Tony will do fantastic with a lot of people that have had a failed run in WWE. But when you look at guys that are true stars of the company, and I'm talking like, you think about AEW, you think about certain AEW divisions, you think about these names,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably only two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
That being MJF and Darby Allin.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Khan, I mean, again, he's done very well with a lot of people that have had failed WWE runs. You look at like Tony Storm and John Moxley and Swerve Strickland and all those people, man. But if you're talking about people that have literally like are still on top today, that were homegrown young guys back in 2019, there's two of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the other ones, maybe they were, being used in our homegrown talent, but they're not really, as big as they should be. You know what I mean? Or either, some of them left, had fallouts with the company, are still currently going through a fallout with the company. There's a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
but there, there's really only two
Yeah.
homegrown people that are still heavily featured today in the company.
Yeah.
Two.
Exactly.
So I wish him the best. And again, he is nice in the ring, man. But hopefully, another thing that could help Kevin Knight, man, is if he's a good promo. If he's
Hopefully.
a good promo and has a little bit of character that people can get behind. But even at that, that's not really a guarantee that Tony's gonna love you. Look at the Outrunners.
Yep, they were really interesting, really cool gimmick. They were interesting to watch. Tony Khan just didn't care about them. And where are they?
They are in Omaha, Nebraska, hanging out with the Omaha Mavericks college basketball team. That is what they are doing. They're doing great PR for the company, but not getting any treatment by the company.
Classic.
Gotta love that. The match was athletic. It was a good showcase for Kevin Knight. It was, good for, him to be in the ring with a talent, the level of Will Ospreay. They're hyping the shit out of him. I swear I've heard at least 20 times already, this isn't the last you're going to see of Kevin Knight in AEW. Like, yeah, no shit. He's signed.
You fucking signed the guy. I hope not for his sake.
They say this as if they know.
He's gonna
that people get pushed and then go away.
Literally, we know that Tony Khan just forgets about people. Oh man,
it's like Tony Khan's telling them in their earbuds, make sure the people know I'm not gonna forget about them.
Yeah, literally, essentially.
I get it, and you shouldn't have to say that.
No,
you know what I mean. Imagine Jacob Fatu debuts in WWE and fucking Michael Cole screaming in your ear, this isn't going to be the last time we see Fatu. He's going to be here next week. Like, yeah, I fucking hope so.
I hope so.
What? You should not have to give reassurance about seeing people again. But unfortunately, you do. So Will Ospreay wins the match with a hidden blade. And like I said, very athletic. Kevin Knight is, he almost kind of reminds me a little bit of, probably a little better, obviously, in ring wise, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of Javon Evans.
I would say Javon Evans is a little better in the ring. If I'm
Javon Evans is sloppy as fuck in the ring, bro. He is not that good. He's getting better, but the stuff I've seen of Javon Evans, he can be a little sloppy, bro. He could be a little sloppy. Kevin Knight is smooth. He's nice, but Javon Evans, that's that. I gotta disagree with that one, bro. But yeah, a lot of times he goes for those long jumps and fucking hits the ring, or his feet hit the ring before he finishes his jump. He's got work to do. He's good. From what I've seen, he's got a lot of work to do. He's a little more on the sloppy side, but he's young, and that's why he's there in NXT. So, but yes, he kind of reminds me of Javon Evans a little bit. That's kind of the vibe I get from him. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a good showcase, and he loses to a hidden blade, so he is out of the Owen, and he gets a handshake from Will Ospreay. And commentary screaming in your ear that this isn't the last time we're going to see not Javon Evans. This isn't the last time we're going to see Kevin Knight.
I would surely hope so, man. Oh man.
So, yeah, that is that. And that was your opener for AEW Dynamite, or AEW Dynasty.
Oh, what's the difference?
This might have been worse than Dynamite. So that was that. And the second match on the card. The second match on the card was the Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Man.
For the AEW Tag Team Championships.
The replacement of already not. They are the replacement of
the Murder Hawkers, or
the Murder Machines, I think their name.
Yes.
Tag name is. They are replacements for people who are already gonna lose. So I was pretty sure the replacements were gonna lose too, man. I mean, they're not real. I mean, Big Bill said it themselves. They didn't see any real competition. So he was right. There was no real competition in this match.
Big Bill and Brian Keith are a fucking atrocious tag team.
They're so bad. Big
Bill is in the big man category, he is he has a lot of potential, and he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But dude, in a tag team with Brian Keith, talk about not seeing anything special.
No.
I see
Nothing.
absolutely nothing special in Brian Keith. I mean, at least this fucking guy, Kevin Knight, can fucking jump off his feet and is a little athletic.
Exactly.
This guy, this guy, Bounty Hunter Brian Keith, I have yet, and he is in a group with Chris Jericho, I have yet to see anything of value in his work.
Well, and people forget Brian Keith was another one of those guys that the fans begged Tony Khan to sign, begged him. And in the first place, I didn't see anything in him. I really didn't. Like I said, at least Kevin Knight can wrestle. At least he has some moves in him. At least you could see something in him.
At least he could, I don't know, be a little bouncy.
Exactly, man. But dude,
something, bro.
Brian Keith is just really just nothing, man. Nothing.
Good Lord. Get Big Bill with somebody who's actually going to, boost him up. I mean, is this your idea of Enzo and Cass?
Basically.
I mean, what in the world is this? This whole learning tree shtick needs to fucking end, man.
It needs to.
The match is boring. It's boring as fuck. Big Bill is on the outside up against the apron. He ends up getting hit with a ring from MJF.
No way.
The Hurt Syndicate look a little pissed off about it. Bobby and Shelton. MVP's over on commentary, pretty happy that MJF helped them, did that. And Big Bill's laid out. Shelton hits, I believe, the running, that running knee on Brian Keith into a spear. And they pin Brian Keith and pack him up for the victory, as what happened is exactly what we said would happen.
Verbatim. We literally said, that it's going to be a match where they're going to be winning, and then MJF's going to come in, help them win when they don't need it, when they didn't need him. MVP's going to be overall happy, and Bobby and Shelton aren't. Fucking Shelty, good lord. And Shelton aren't. And that's exactly what happened tonight, man. I really don't know where they're going with this. You cannot put MJF in a faction, dude. He's a faction killer.
Yes, he is. That ends good for nobody. I mean, for if you take all the components of MJF being a faction killer out of the equation, then this was a good way to go about it. It tells a simple story, but again, if you look at things the way you should look at things, you put MJF anywhere near a group, and we know where this story's going. He's either going to turn on the group, or he's going to get his own group that is a nothing group, and he's going to kill that group. And then that's it. And I mean, again, here we are recycling a story we already told of MJF not being liked by anybody in the group, and then he eventually grows on everybody, and then they sniff him out for being a snake, and then he gets kicked out, or he, kicks himself out and aligns himself with his own faction. And it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be a waste of everybody's time again. MJF does not really, and that's not to say he can't, because it will probably come with his age. MJF is very good at making himself look good. He's very good at just being great. He's not really good at uplifting
his opponent.
Yes. Yeah. Not in the way that we see like a CM Punk, or the way that we see like a Will Ospreay, or a Swerve Strickland do. He's not really, or an Adam Page. He's not really to that level yet, and I don't know if that will come with age. But yeah, I as I think about a lot of MJF's feuds,
the best looking part.
Yeah, he himself looks great, and he looks like $1 million, but a lot of times, man, his opponents look like shit. But I mean, you look at Adam Cole, he left a feud with MJF looking like shit. Adam Page just left a feud with MJF and just felt utterly
It was
directionless.
useless, to be honest.
Wardlow, no,
It was horrid.
nothing came out of that. And again, you know, a lot of the stuff is Tony Khan's fault, but you know, even talking like in the feud itself, MJF looks great in the feud, but you know, his opponent a lot of times really doesn't. You know, the only time I could really think now that I'm thinking about it is Wardlow. And that was when, you know, he was just holding down Wardlow. Other than that, a lot of his feuds he looks great and his opponent
Just there.
looks kind of just there. So
most definitely.
yeah. So yeah, it's like I said, it's a recycled story, and this was a boring match. And I mean, the learning tree, man, as a tag team, dude. This tag team just sucks.
It really does.
I am not at all a fan of fucking the learning tree or Brian Keith whatsoever.
No, I'm really not. I don't. They are a massive failure, man. And you know, Hertz and Nick they'll probably, if they're back in time, you know, to face them, the Murder Machines are probably next up on their list. And I really don't know where this MJF stuff is going, man. I really don't.
Probably back into the recycle bin when we're done with this to be used in another 2 years.
Probably.
Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart. Oh God. I would love to know where are the people that wanted to tout that Mercedes is having a generational run because she was having good matches on pay-per-view. Where are you people today?
Yeah. Where are those good matches at, man? Because I didn't see. I'm not seeing them anymore. Maybe when she first came in, yeah. Maybe, you know, back in her Japan matches, yeah. But I don't see it right now, man. I really don't.
Mercedes spent majority of this match chain wrestling with Julia, and let me just start off by saying Mercedes Moné is not a good chain wrestler.
No.
That shit looks so sloppy 90% of the time. And dude, I mean it is very evident why a lot of people used to call her Botcha Banks. Because again, a lot of her moves, especially in this match, looked ridiculously sloppy. This crowd was so dead. Julia Hart looked 1,000 times smoother in the moves that she was trying to execute than Mercedes Moné.
Oh, 1,000%.
And towards the end of this match, a lot of the people wanted to see Julia win this. And that was not the case, obviously. They were booing Mercedes. They were cheering Julia. Mercedes has her in a crossface. They then get into this like roll-up battle. And Mercedes rolls her up on like a crucifix backslide. And she beat her.
No way.
Whoop the fucking do.
Who would have guessed that the Hounds of Hell have been nothing but losers since losing the guy holding them back. And ever since then, they've been nothing but losers, man.
The voice that went silent.
And then the crowd went silent because nothing but losses for this group, man. Nothing but losses.
My God. Yeah. She beat her with a roll-up. She's moving on in the tournament next to face Athena. And Lord only knows what's going to happen in that match, because you have a woman that is undefeated versus a woman that is undefeated. So obviously one of them is going to have to lose. And if I have a guess, and if I would take a stab at this, it's probably going to be Athena that's going to be served up hot and ready. A nice fresh L.
I really wouldn't be shocked, man. So, hopefully everything ends up well, with all this, with the women's Owen and, Athena and Mercedes. But I hope it ends up well in the end, man, because I'm pretty scared to see how all this is going to turn out.
Me as well, bro. Me as well. So, that was that. As, yeah, she moves on to face, most likely, Athena.
Oh, man. Can't believe one of the best parts coming out of an AEW pay-per-view is FTR.
When's the last time we said some shit like that?
Holy shit, dude. Is it a full moon tonight? Did the world flip itself? Is it opposite day? Because holy shit, FTR actually made me laugh. They impressed me tonight. I haven't been impressed in them in years, man. It's been like 2 years.
What fucking world are we living in, dude?
I'm telling you.
FTR.
Rated FTR.
Rated R FTR.
There you go.
Versus the Death Riders.
Dude, what?
Oh my god.
What was that Death Riders entrance, bro?
Okay, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about your thoughts on Claudio's entrance attire?
Dude, they opened the fucking garage door to those 3 dorks standing there trying to look badass, man. And Pac, he's got it. He's got his full gear look down. He's had that for years. He's all right. He's kind of just guilty by association at this point with this group. But then you have fucking dork Zac Efron over there. Wheeler Yuta can't see a thing, I'm sure. And then, dude, Claudio. I love Claudio, dude. He is phenomenal. Dude, what is that jacket, bro? Why does he have a bunch of sticky notes attached to his jacket? Are they receipts? And is that like the joke of the attire? He's got all his receipts on him? Or that's literally the only thing I could think of as the explanation for that entrance attire. Because he always uses it. And I just don't understand it. I do not. He looks like a dork every time he wears that fucking thing, man. Wheeler Yuta looks like a dork with his fucking Zac Efron, fucking Sweet Life of Zack and Cody cut. Can't see shit. He looks like, how cartoons always had the character where their eyes were always covered by their hair. That is what Wheeler Yuta has been on for the past fucking few months, and you just got Pac there guilty by association, man. So what was that entrance, man? Good. And why were they using Claudio's song? At least use the Death Rider. If you could say anything about the Death Riders, they have a cool theme song. Why didn't you use that, man? Come on. They're one solace you didn't use for this entrance, man. Come on, dog.
That quite literally, and that actually to a lot of people may be a hot take.
I like that theme. I think his Death Rider theme goes hard.
I am in agreement with you. I love that Death Riders theme, bro. I think it's great. I just love the riff of it. It's very good. It's very good, man. But dude, that Claudio song, man, is just so bad, man. I mean, it's
stupid.
It sounds like some like evil fucking carnival song. It sounds like something you would fucking see Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal playing.
I was gonna say, am I watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space, or am I watching fucking Claudio, dude?
Oh my god! It is. Oh my god! Man is quite literally walking out there with his grocery list stapled to his vest. What do those notes say?
I literally, bro.
Eggs, milk, pack of water, noodles, like
ramen,
hot honey, like what
you got on that list, bro?
Soda, like what the fuck, man? What is that coat, bro? My God. This match was,
Fine.
yeah, it was fine. To go along with the theme of the rest of the show, it was nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that is to be expected at this juncture.
There was
Yeah,
definitely more boring matches on the show. I'll give it that.
yes, 100%, 100%. Dax continued to play along with his him just continuing to apologize, yet just still being an asshole, I guess, and just continuing to gaslight Adam Copeland. So he steals Adam Copeland's tag in this. Cash went to tag Cope, but Dax intercepted, took the tag for himself. They battled a little bit longer throughout the match, dude. There was a spot in the match where Claudio and Copeland are on the outside of the ring. Copeland gets thrown into the barricade at like 90 miles an hour by Claudio, hits the shit out of the barricade, no sells it, acts like he just hit the ropes, and then just spears Claudio.
Use the fucking barricade spot as ropes and just speared the shit out of that man.
I was like, oh fucking K. I was
Thanks
like,
for selling that. Like, bro,
come on, bro.
that man does not sell for people, dude. That man don't care, bro. He could be in front of Brock Lesnar and he'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna sell that, bro.
Oh my
That
God.
man is different.
So Copeland gets in the ring. He goes to spear Yuta. Yuta moves. He then corners Dax in the ring, and he then realizes, like, oh shit, it's you. So he backs off. He backs off a little bit, and Yuta throws him right back into Dax. And Yuta ends up, he had some move on Harwood, and he pinned Dax to retain the championships and to
I think it was the Busaiku knee he hit.
It was a Busaiku knee. That's what it was. So he hit Dax with the Busaiku knee to retain the championships and to defeat Rated R FTR. And yeah, that was that. So the Death Riders quickly got out of Dodge. So I had a feeling what was about to go down. And in this moment, I'm also thinking to myself, holy shit, Jon Moxley actually might fucking retain the championship.
Boy, did he.
So Dax is in the ring with Cash. Copeland hops in the ring, and him and Cash help up Harwood. And when they get him up, they all raise each other's hands, and everything's fine, and all is well and dandy. They all go to walk away. Cash walks away. He's damn near out the ring, and Dax kicks Copeland in the gut, gives him a pile driver. Cash is freaking out. He pushes Dax on his ass. Before this, Dax went and got 2 chairs. He goes to concerto Copeland, but he hands the chair to Cash. He wants Cash to do it. So Cash throws the chair down. He throws the chair down, and he he pushes Dax on his ass. He then gets Copeland up to help him. And then comes the Shatter Machine as FTR hit a Shatter Machine on Adam Copeland, then start
whooping that man.
They start whooping the absolute dog water out of Adam Copeland. They give him a spike pile driver on a chair. And they then start kicking the EMTs out of the ring and give him 2 concertos that Cash gave him, by the way. So he did end up giving him the concerto. And he starts he gives him 2 concertos. The EMTs come to get in the ring again, and they kick him out, but they leave the neck brace in the ring. Cash puts the neck brace on, and when he jumps out of the ring, they see a stretcher, and he jumps on the stretcher, and fucking Dax starts pumping his chest. And then Cash gets off, and they push the stretcher over, and they walk up the ramp like a couple of pricks that just beat the ever-living fuck out of their boy, Adam Cope.
And then made fun of him on medical equipment and dipped out. That shocked me. It was so funny, and I was just impressed by their level of just intrigue, man. That was hilarious. They beat the life out of that man Cope, and fucking mockingly putting on the neck brace, laying on the goddamn stretcher, and then doing the right on his fucking chest, dude. Very hilarious, dude, and just very entertaining, man. And I haven't seen these two guys just this entertaining, this just creative in the moment, and just doing just entertaining shit in the moment like that. It was really refreshing from these guys, man. And heel turn, we said it's probably their best option at this point, and if we get a lot of what we got tonight with their energy, I think it's the smart thing to do. And it's really impressive that just like that, a heel turn can really rejuvenate somebody, and they just got to keep it up. Tony has to keep it up, and you got a real good act right there, man. I love what they did tonight. Didn't think I would say that anytime soon, but very intrigued what FTR is doing, and I hope Tony Khan can keep up with them, man, because I like this tonight, and I can't wait to see how more of this develops. Obviously, it's probably pointing to, Cope and Christian versus FTR. Very interesting to see how they're going to do like a Christian babyface, turn. How I'm sure at this point that means the patriarchy is going to kick him out, and he's going to end up being a babyface. So it's actually very interesting to see how they're going to try to spin that, man. But Christian's good. I'm sure he can make it work, man. Even though I would still keep Christian as kind of a snarky asshole in a way. But I haven't seen what they could do yet, so I'm gonna trust mainly not Tony Khan, because I don't trust that man at all. I trust Christian, and I'm very intrigued to see how this is gonna go down. But happy with what FTR gave us tonight, man, and I'm very intrigued to see how they keep up with this. And man, please do not put them on Collision. Don't let the aftermath to this be on Collision, dude. I want to see FTR on Dynamite, please. But what about you, man? What did you think about all this?
Oh, man. This was the most entertained I've been by FTR.
2 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be at least... I mean, when were the Briscoes trilogies? 2023? Right?
Fuck, I think so.
20, yeah.
22, maybe? I think it was between 2022 and 2023, maybe?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure it was, I'm pretty sure it was around that time, man. But yeah, I haven't been entertained by these guys in that long.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, this was just so cool to see, man. It was so cool to see. I always say my favorite tag teams of all time are the Young Bucks, the Usos, and the Revival. And it was nice to see a little bit of the Revival come back tonight, because FTR has just been shit for the better part of 2 fucking years, man. 2 years. And like I said, it was nice to see a little bit of that just revival.
Yeah.
Just prick attitude about them. I mean, these guys just look like utter pricks, and Cash is fucking golden, bro. This guy's putting on a fucking neck brace, jumping on a stretcher,
making fun of him, dude.
I mean, it was just so nice and refreshing to see these guys just be fucking utter assholes. And again, man, I mean, my God, was this so cool to see, and the doors that this opens up for their characters is just is endless, man. But excuse me, all we can do is hope that Tony is going to properly follow all this stuff up at the end of the day, man. That is quite literally all we can hope for, man, is that he is going to actually follow up with this and actually treat this as a big deal, because it should be treated as a big deal, because these guys are great, but you've had them
in the same role
and just these just shit characters for literally for the better part of 2 years, bro, and it is time for them to move on, and it is time for them to be heels again, because Dax has made himself a very unlikable figure, and Cash is just a natural prick. He plays the
plays it
role
so
so well. And you've seen a glimpse of it here tonight, and I'm happy for these guys, and I'm excited to see what they can do as heels, bro. And another thing too, I gotta give props to FTR and even Adam Copeland, because I'm sure he had a little bit of a part in the production of all this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for a turn segment.
Thank you. I love those. I hate that there's not a lot of them nowadays. And great to see, dude.
Yes, it is truly, truly great to see the impact that you can stamp on a run just from a simple turn segment is so good, and it's so impactful. It's so impactful, and I love to see it done right. And here it was done right, man. This was a this was a stamp. This was them solidifying something, making this was them putting out a statement, man. And that is what I like to see. One thing I can't stand in AEW a lot of the time is how they go about heel turns when somebody
just gets tired of somebody and they walk away.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep. They they get tired of whatever situation or whatever person, and they walk away on that person, and the next time you see them, they're just a fucking asshole
for no reason. Just turn from just being tired of their situation and walking out on it to just a complete dick for no reason. And I'm glad we got a literal turn that we can see, and we could see the turn of character. I'm glad we got this.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And this was the second best part of the entire show. Not the match,
no,
but
just the turn.
The turn segment. And the turn segment, in a lot of ways, in hindsight, made the match a little more enjoyable.
It did. It did. Most definitely, man.
So, we got Megan Bayne versus Toni Storm here tonight. And this was not your Hollywood ending-esque match for Toni Storm. It was okay. I mean, it was about as safe as you can get it. Is about as safe as you can play it. Toni Storm, obviously she, has the story of, being the master of the roll-up and catching her opponent off guard, and that was what they did here, man. Just played it safe, and the match was nothing to remember, really.
It really wasn't, man. They had a little promo package that was Megan Bayne talking about Toni Storm, and that was genuinely the first time I've heard Megan Bayne's voice. Was on the promo package to the pay-per-view match, and she wasn't bad. From the little bit in the promo package we got, she wasn't bad. Why was there not a conversation face to face with these two? Why isn't there a reason why Megan Bayne is here? Why she's teaming with Penelope Ford? Their friendship, her not liking Toni Storm, any of that, dude. We didn't get any of that. No build up to this match, and no story, man. Like you said, they played it real safe and real Tony Khan-esque of just, you hit a graphic, you got your match, and that's all you need, man. And from what we've seen, Megan Bayne can do more than just be a graphic, man. So hopefully after this, we could actually see more of Megan Bayne and, who she is and how she is. But I can hope so, man. But usually, she's had a lot of people have had this entry into AEW. They come in, they face a world champion, they lose, and then it's a 50-50 if they get used after that or not. I mean, look at I literally forgot her name, but who's John Morrison's girlfriend again? I forget her name.
Taya Valkyrie.
Taya Valkyrie. Same thing. Came in, faced the world champ, lost, nothing. It's a constant in AEW. It's one of Tony Khan's formulas, and it's 50-50 to get used after that. And I hope Megan Bayne gets used, man, because she seems like she can be something, man. And I hope Tony Khan uses her.
1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. This is obviously a very scary aspect about this whole Megan Bain situation. Is just a simple idea of, will you be used after this? Because yeah, this is the formula. This is the formula that we go by. Happened with Ruby Soho. It happened with Deonna Purrazzo, Taya Valkyrie, Athena. When she had that little stint on AEW TV before she was sent to Ring of Honor. We see this with a bunch of people. We literally see this all the time with a bunch of different people, man. A bunch of different names. Did I say Ruby Soho already?
Might have.
It's happened more than once, and it's probably not going to be the last time it happens. But yeah, I mean, it is a sad situation for sure. It is a sad situation for the women in AEW, or really anybody in AEW. It happens a lot with the women though. And I hope this isn't the last time we see her, because again, there is potential there. You just have to capitalize on it, and that's one of the big problems we face with Tony Khan, is his ability to capitalize and seize the moment. Megan Bain, like Sir K was mentioning, was speaking in the promo video for the fucking match.
Well, she could have got that on Dynamite.
Why in the blue hell does she not speak on AEW, but you at least keep her quiet and save her first words for a live promo?
Yeah.
Because on this promo video here, she doesn't even seem that bad.
No.
It's
like a speedball thing where I'm hearing like, damn, they're not that, good character wise, but they're good in ring. And since Speedball has been here, he has not been bad at all. And same thing with Megan Bain. The little bit of a voice we got wasn't bad at all. So I don't know why they're not presenting that outwardly.
So Toni Storm does a little video package before she comes out. It's very Rocky-esque, being that they're in Philadelphia. The match started off pretty basic. Megan Bain hit a suicide dive onto the outside. She ended up hitting my boy Luger, and I've never seen her do that before, so that was pretty cool. Penelope Ford was cheating during the match. She kept taking cheap shots at Toni. Luther ended up carrying her out. Megan Bain was hitting a lot of German suplexes on Toni Storm, and that is very interesting, being that her finisher is an F5.
I don't know who her favorite was.
I was going to say, it makes you wonder who she draws a little bit of inspiration from.
Hope not.
Hopefully not in that way. But in the ring, it makes you wonder who she drew a little bit of inspiration from. And she goes for Fate's Descent, the F5, and she throws her over her head. Toni lands on her feet, rolls up Megan Bain, and gets the victory. So Megan Bain takes her first loss in AEW to Toni Storm by way of roll-up. I mean, I guess it's a little bit better than a clean pin, and it fits with Toni's character. So I guess it's just up to see if we're up for another match, or if we are completely done with this whole thing between Bain and Storm. So it should be interesting. But yeah, that was the match.
Most definitely, man. And I hope the best, and I hope we see more of Megan Bain after this, man.
Hopefully. And with all of that, an official word from the good people over at W Energy, the official sponsor of the Notorious podcast, man. W Energy is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W Energy is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W Energy products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase. with all of that, as always, man, thank you and shout out to the good people over at W Energy. Thank you guys, as always.
Truly, always got to shout out W, man, whether it's work, workout, staying up 4.5 hours for a very boring and worst ever AEW pay-per-view, man. If you need the energy to stay up, you won't have the jitters, man, try W. It'll taste good, and it'll keep you energized and awake for as long as you need to, man. So always shout out W.
So,
speaking of something you'll need to stay awake for, a random match on AEW pay-per-view, man. I mean, it's in the Owen, but random nonetheless. Man.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe made the show. This was the opening match to the Owen. I don't know why you couldn't have put Adam Page versus the Wild Card
on the pay-per-view.
I feel if you had... I had Josh Alexander in mind for the Wild Card.
But now, after what Hidden Rainmaker said...
if it's Jack fucking Perry, dude, oh, that's so cooked.
It's so late, dude. That's going to be all the energy sucked out of that building wherever that's going to take place. Man, what a fucking loser-ass fucking decision to go with, man. Oh, man.
Oh, God, that Wild Card better not be Jack Perry, I swear to you. But they ended up putting this match on pay-per-view. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. The match itself was a good match.
Yeah, it was fine. I like both. I like Kyle Fletcher more than I thought I would. And I like Mark Briscoe, man. But still... why was this on pay-per-view?
This is a Dynamite match through and through.
Exactly. Even a Dynamite main event, you could have fucking booked this as, man. It would have been fine. But a pay-per-view match, man. Come on. That's kind of stretching it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, again, I mean, this match is just... it's a match. I mean, it's Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, man. So I mean, it's not necessarily something that I think anybody was jumping off the walls to see, or jumping off the walls to pay $50 fucking to see. And it ended up being a good match. And again, I like both guys. But this isn't a easy Dynamite match, man. This is an easy Dynamite match, but they decided to put it on the pay-per-view, and it ended up being a pretty good match. It was just a match with a lot of two guys that deal with a lot of what a lot of other people deal with in AEW, is just being directionless and stop and start pushes left and right. So, it's hard to really invest in certain people if you see them and then you don't, and then you see them and then you don't, and then you see them and then you don't. So, it's just, it sucks, man. It kind of sucks, dude. Especially with two guys that are as good as these two guys are. But Kyle Fletcher for a lot of the match did dominate. He did dominate for a lot of the match. I mean, and Mark Briscoe was taking some hefty fucking bumps in this match, dude. I mean, he was taking apron power bombs, barricade power bombs, brain busters on the apron. I mean, he was taking some hefty fucking bumps in this match. So you gotta give props to Mark Briscoe for that. But Kyle Fletcher ended up winning this match with a turnbuckle brainbuster, which I don't know if that's his finish or not, but it seems to be. At least that's what he beat Brody King with. It's his turnbuckle brainbuster. So that was that. Kyle Fletcher advances in the tournament. to face the winner of Hangman and the Wild Card. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a pretty good match. It just, again, two guys that suffer from from stop and start pushes, and I would agree with that, Rainmaker. I would
I'd
agree.
be good with that.
Yeah, he says Kyle Fletcher or Ricochet should beat Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. I would agree with both of those names. I think those are solid options.
Most definitely, man. I would definitely can see Ricochet and Kyle Fletcher in both of those slots, man, and it might help those two acts even more. I think Ricochet, he's been doing pretty good, man, and like you said, Kyle Fletcher is very on and off, so that might be a way to keep him on. Is something like the TNT title. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't want to think too far ahead. I know Tony Khan doesn't even know what the fuck he's gonna do tomorrow. But if you're looking for a baby face that could beat a Kyle Fletcher or a Ricochet, you could probably throw Speedball Mike Bailey's name in there.
Definitely be okay with that.
So again, that was that. You know, at first, Maria, I was not big on Kyle Fletcher as a singles, but
No,
I
I
have to
wasn't.
say, as time has went on, I really hope that they do use him as a future piece to the company. Again, the stop and start pushes need to stop. If you want him to, you need to book him as that. I mean, again, look at the way WWE treats a Braun Breaker or a Jacob Fatu. You know, even I know a lot of people don't like him, but Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
These guys are positioned, or look at how they treated Gunther when he was IC
Mm.
champion. They're just positioned in roles where it's just you can see what's ahead for them, and they're the future of the company. It's just not necessarily their time yet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But you know the time is going to come. But again, Kyle Fletcher suffers from Tony Khan's stop and start pushes, man. You know, there was a while during Full Gear time in the build to the first match with Will Ospreay where they were using him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Then, it kind of cooled down, but then they put him in the C2. So things got interesting again. People were very upset that he lost the C2. And he went away again. And then he came back and then we started seeing him again for that tag match. And then the final match with Will Ospreay. And we haven't heard a ridiculous amount of stuff. We haven't seen him positioned in the way that he used to be when he was feuding with Will Ospreay. So I just really hope, if they want to use him as a future piece, that shit's gonna have to stop, man. It's gonna have to stop. But
Most definitely, it's all in Tony Khan's hands, to be honest. I think Kyle Fletcher is pretty good, in what his part in it is, and it's just Tony Khan. If Tony Khan keeps up with it or not, man. And for his sake, I really hope he does, because, like you said, I like him more than I thought I would.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I've taken a lot of liking to Kyle Fletcher. He obviously looks like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like $1 million. He can go.
He can.
Yeah, he can really, really go, man, and he's incredible in the ring. So let's just hope that he does not continue to fall victim to stop and start pushes. Look at guys like Daniel Garcia for a great example. Sammy Guevara. Sammy was like a stop, start, and then the stop was where we left off at. Never to be seen or heard from again.
Mm-hmm. Went to the depths and dungeon of ROH and hasn't really been anything
What
since.
did you fucking call the
I don't know.
What did you call the Ring of Honor title? Oh,
the G League title?
Yes, the G League title. Yes.
Fuck, man.
Sammy Guevara went to win the G League Tag Team Championships, and we haven't seen him since.
Literally, man.
G League title.
Even though, I mean, I think partially during, when he actually had momentum, when he was with Jericho and people wanted Sammy to leave Jericho, it was more Tony Khan. But at this point, I would say it's probably more Sammy's fault than anything. To where he is now, it's kind of in a Matt Riddle situation where it's kind of your own fault where you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate because you have the talent, you just don't got the attitude or just, the the mental fortitude to be at the top, man. But Kyle Fletcher, he seems to have that, and I hope it's all in Tony Khan's hands to use him or not.
I honestly think, and this is just me just thinking out loud, I honestly think what it was with Sammy was, I think he knew he was friends with Tony Khan, because you would see Tony and Sammy's vlogs all the time, and it was very evident that Tony liked him as a person.
Friend, yeah.
And I think he took advantage of that a little bit, and I don't really understand Tony Khan for getting pissed off at that.
Yeah, it's kind of, he kind of took him for granted, and I think he took his position for granted, and I think it cost him a lot in his career, man. And he was one of the pillars, and now there's two pillars, you could say. And
I also think Cody believed in him a lot.
He did.
And once Cody left,
a lot of that belief went away.
You did see a lot of that belief and faith from upper management go away.
Exactly, man. But
yeah, look at Ricky Starks. He's another guy Cody believed in heavily.
Exactly. And it was Tony Khan. Tony Khan's stop and start pushes and just completely ghosting people is the reason Ricky isn't in the company anymore. It's nothing to do with Ricky not wanting to do this or not wanting to not go over, like people make up. It's Tony Khan's fault that a lot of these people left, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, exactly. I hope the same isn't said for Kyle Fletcher, man. I hope he gets used, and I hope it works out for him here. I really hope it does.
Yeah, same here.
And it does help that Kyle Fletcher does have Will Ospreay, who is very well liked, high up by management, and he has advantages, man. I hope they can keep up with him.
Yes. All Friends Wrestling did not work out for Sammy Guevara in the end game.
Sometimes it just doesn't, man. Look, people were friends with Colt Cabana, and it led to 2021 AEW.
Oh my God!
All because they were friends with Colt Cabana,
brother. Well, that was that. And speaking of the G League,
talk about the fucking G League. This is what you subject Bandito to, man. This. ROH. Jericho. The Jericho Hurricane of fuckery, dude. Man.
This is the same guy.
9
years ago that was running around putting people on the list. And the most entertaining part alongside Kevin Owens about that fucking show.
Fucking same guy like 7 years ago. Went to Japan, was fucking revolutionary over there, man. Matches with Kenny. Fucking dude, Naito, and just being a beast in Japan. AEW, he had the Inner Circle, and they were cool as fuck. And look where he is now.
Even Sports Entertainer Jericho was fucking great.
It was great at first. It was so great at first. And now look at this man. Holy fuck.
Jericho, from what we've seen in AEW, Jericho is the king of reinventing himself. But the problem with Jericho is none of his reinventions have a long shelf life.
No.
Not at all.
No, he really just uses them up and then keeps them alive when they're still dead, man.
Yep.
And just drags that corpse for long periods of time.
We've seen Le Champion, that version of him. It was great. Didn't really last long before it got old. So he reinvented into a, bit of a, I know they were doing that like a bit of a rogue Inner Circle there for a little bit.
What were they? It was the Back in Black Inner Circle, and they couldn't get the song, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it was great. Had a short shelf life, and it carried on well past its expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Entertainer started, and it was fucking fantastic. Then it died, and then it was carried on well past its expiration date. This one is the worst one of them all.
Mm-hmm.
The Learning Tree
sucked.
Is fucking horrible. And I know they've been teasing an end, and Jericho's been getting upset with his two, proteges or whatever. This has got to go.
It's gotta end now.
And
Yesterday.
this took a fucking spot on a pay-per-view when Death Before Dishonor is, I don't think, too far away.
I don't think it's that far away. And you put this on now, and I like Bandito. Bandito's cool. He has a cool mask. He has a cool gimmick with the whole little quick draw thing and dual thing he does. And this is the circle. You got him. You got him in the ROH G League circle. When you have a circle, desperately need of more people, like in the TNT circle, in the international circle. You could have him in those circles on your show. And this is the circle you have him in. Come on, man.
He would be a very exciting luchador to take the places of two luchadors that you have just recently lost in Pentagon and Rey Fenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he is dabbling around and is now the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion.
For some reason.
Oh my God, Tony. Get a grip, dude. Jericho and Bandito, you could tell Bandito's trying to work, but Jericho just can't keep up, dude.
It's 2025 Chris Jericho, dude. He can't keep up. He can't. Not with people like Bandito. Man, it's just a rough ass watch, man.
It is a ridiculously rough watch. Jericho, standing on the apron, powerbombs Bandito on the fucking floor. Commentary never sounded more monotone in my life.
Oh,
Tony,
man.
dude. Oh, powerbomb on the floor.
Dude, commentary tonight. Usually we joke about how commentary is dumb and they do this funny fuck up and this and Malachi back and this and that. Kyle O. Fletcher. It wasn't even one of those nights, dude. At least those nights they have some energy and they're just saying stupid shit. Tonight, dude, they were just boring and quiet and just garbage, dude. Fucking garbage, dude.
They say a bunch of stupid shit, and on any other night, it's funny, dude. But tonight,
they were just
it was just
sad.
Like they were monotone, and 90%, 100% of shit that came out of their mouth, you're like, what? Listen, and you just say, what?
Every 2 seconds is, oh man, look at this moment. Oh man, that
I love it, Tony Schiavone. I have had enough of that man so much, dude. Every 2 seconds, he says, these are two incredible athletes. This is a great match.
This is a great bout. This is dude, shut up, dude. Let us enjoy the moment and come to that conclusion ourselves. Don't try to beat it in my ear. This is a great match. This is a great moment. Did you see that spot? Dude, I can't stand Schiavone, dude. And Excalibur used to be the worst one. At this point, dude, it's Schiavone, dude. Get him. Get a new commentary team, for the love of God. Keep Taz. And I feel bad for Taz half the time.
Dude, when MVP sat down during the Hurt Syndicate match, he goes, I'm glad to keep you company, Taz.
Taz goes, thanks, man. I really need it. Dog.
And I'll say this, dude, at the very least, you can laugh at Excalibur. Tony Schiavone he is the best shill commentator in the business. I mean, he is nauseating to listen to.
He's podcast Dax, but on commentary all night, dude. I love this. This is great. That's a moment. It doesn't end with that guy, man. I can't do it no more. Please get him. That Dynamite where it wasn't Schiavone and it was Ian Riccaboni, dude. Get him on AEW commentary permanently. Schiavone is garbage.
He's got a professional voice.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds great. He sounds excited.
Interested in the show.
Why you do not have Ian Riccaboni on this show to at least keep Taz company?
Yeah, man.
You pay all this ridiculous types of money, and you can't get these fucking bums off of commentary and hire people that are actually good commentators?
It's not, dude. Commentary is a massive thing in all sports, dude.
Yes.
You could find anybody from anywhere, dude, and listen to their voice and teach them, you know, the moves to remember and all that. And it's not that hard, bro. There's many people out there. Please get people, man. Do tryouts. Do something, dude. Man.
My God, dude. My God. And somehow, the best commentator on the planet is not even fucking signed to a wrestling company right now. Well, I guess he signed a company that hardly does shows in major Maple Leaf Pro.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Morrow, dude. Can somebody get Morrow? I miss that voice, dude. I think it was one of the shows WWE recently where they were playing, you know, old clips of, you know, that era of SmackDown, man, and just hearing that voice. It was Chamber. I think one of the you know, videos they played, you know, the looking back at Chamber is the one where Bray won, man. Just, dude, hearing Morrow's voice was just, man.
You wonder.
Perfect.
We always talk about how special that 2016 era of SmackDown was. What do you think was another huge piece to making that era so special? Is the different sound it had on commentary in Morrow.
We always say this about NXT. Once Morrow left,
it died.
So did the heart and soul. He was the heart and soul of NXT. Morrow, his voice. I need that voice, dude. Somewhere, anywhere, dude. I need that voice, dude. He can elevate anybody, man. Anybody.
This show here tonight was probably a 2 out of 10. You have Mauro Ranallo on commentary, you at least go to a 4.
At least go to a 4 or 5, just by his voice and the way he can just uplift anybody instantly, man. And you have fucking Shivani on this goddamn show, stinking the fucking place up.
Tony Khan's such a mark for the 90s. I know he fucking loves this shit.
You know he loves it, dude, and it's horrible.
God. So Bandito gets power bombed on the floor, and commentary says, "Oh my God, Bandito has just gotten power bombed on the floor."
Yes, and it was brutal. It was a brutal ass spot, and you didn't react. Thanks.
Do you remember those two spots in the NXT North American ladder match? When I think there was the one spot where like Lars Sullivan hit like a freak accident to fucking Ricochet through the ladder, and then Killian Dane did like a pile driver to somebody through the other one. Do you remember the video of Mauro Ranallo leaning back in his chair screaming? And then the other one he stood up for and he's screaming "Mamma Mia" and he's just going fucking ballistic. Could you imagine
having him in some of these AEW matches, dude? He would help them so much, dude. Or imagine him commentating for like Jacob Fatu or Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker or any of these guys in AEW. Man, he would just elevate them so much more.
Yeah, and you cut to fucking Sockhead and Tony Schiavone, and they're sitting there, just probably monotone, looking at their monitor.
Man.
I mean, what the fuck? Jericho goes over to Bandito's family, and he is filming them with the hard cam. He's filming them with a camera that he grabbed from a cameraman, and they're chanting "Bandito, Bandito." So these two, they get back in the ring, they wrestle a little bit more. Bandito botches the 21-plex, his finisher. He front flips over Jericho's back like he normally does, and then he just stays there. And then he's like kind of like rolling to his side,
like trying to like essentially kick out and into position and shit.
And so Brian Keith comes out to help Jericho, And then Gravity, Bandito's brother, comes out. I did not know that was Bandito's brother until like 2 weeks ago.
Same.
And as the ref is distracted, Jericho grabs a bat. He hits Bandito with it. He hides the bat. And he wins the match. Now, they're celebrating, but Aubrey Edwards is on the outside of the ring, and she's talking to Bandito's mom and his sister, and they're pointing towards the steps. They go over there, they find the bat, restart the match. Jericho grabs Jericho grabs the side of Bandito's sister's fucking face. Like, he grabs her ears like he's about to fucking hit her with a nasty right, or he's about to slam her head into the ring apron or something. And he's sitting there and he's, bent down in perfect position for the 21-plex, and he's sitting there, and there had to be a miscommunication, or Bandito didn't see him, because Jericho was there for a minute, and he's just holding her head, and she's screaming, and he hits the 21-plex, and he wins the match, and he celebrates, and his family's fucking jumping up and down, because he just won the Ring of Honor World Championship.
What an accomplishment.
Yeah. And that was the match. So a bunch of shenanigans, a bunch of overproduced shit in a match that, I shit you not, went 18 minutes on this card. 18 fucking minutes of a waste of fucking time. Meanwhile, Tony Storm got 15. Let's see, what else here? The Will Ospreay match got 13 minutes. The Hurt Syndicate's match got 11. Mercedes got 13. It's actually kind of surprising for a Mercedes match.
Yeah.
The Trios got 15 minutes. And this match, up until this point in the night, was the longest match on the godforsaken card. That boring-ass main event went 31 minutes.
The main event went 31. Oh my God, that was garbage.
That was a bore fest. But anyways, Jericho, we'll get to that when we get to that. But Jericho and Bandito get more time than Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia on this show.
That's insane. On paper, that's insane, dude. Yeah, this match was ass. Whole lot of shenanigans, just lame fuckery that no one cares about, dude. And I hope this is the end of this Jericho vortex, Jericho learning tree, fucking whatever the fuck, dude. It needs to end yesterday,
dude. So, Chris Jericho, man, this man stayed the ROH champion for, I don't even know when he won the title. It might have been around Full Gear Wrestle Dream time, or somewhere around there. With the whole idea of him holding the championship is to get the TV deal, secure the TV deal for Ring of Honor. Still, nobody wants this shit.
Why would anybody want this, dude?
It's a shit show.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible. Why would anybody purchase this to have weekly?
I'm very interested to know from my ROH watchers. Has Jericho even ever been on the show?
I don't think so. I don't think he's on ROH television, quote unquote. The fucking 3 times a year they do it.
I mean, the brand is a shell of its former self. Nobody wants this shit.
No, Tony Khan bought and killed ROH. He did.
You should have gave that to fucking Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
That'd have been great, dude.
It'd been really great.
Nothing, dude. It's nothing. ROH is nothing nowadays.
Yet it is in the hands of Tony Khan, and he fails to do anything of substance with Ring of Honor still. What is this?
40?
3 or 4 years since?
Of nothing.
I mean, come on, dude. What a joke. Still, this fucking brand does not have a TV deal. One of the most highly regarded brands in professional wrestling history
Is nothing nowadays.
can't even get a TV deal now because of what you've done to it. What a joke. And a match like this, if you're keeping up with Ring of Honor tradition,
This is this is a slap in the face. To Ring of Honor.
No, I wouldn't even say a slap in the face. Did you guys see that kick that Speedball hit on Ricochet? It's that.
It's that. Mm-hmm.
To the Ring of Honor brand. I mean, dude, that is a slap in the face to Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher fucking Daniels,
Seth Rollins,
Tyler Black, Chris Hero, fucking Claudio, you name it. You name the ROH legend, it is a kick in their face.
Mm-hmm.
What a joke. Speaking of jokes, the TNT Championship.
That's fucking nothing. Get a swagless Adam Cole still ain't got no swag.
And a feeling yet to be restored with Daniel Garcia as
I feel bored, is what I feel.
The feeling they restored tonight was a show that I couldn't even imagine AEW putting on to be this bad.
Never would have thought.
I truly, not even over exaggerating, right now, man, I do not think, I cannot think of an AEW pay-per-view I've seen that was worse than this one.
I can't, this has to be their worst. One good match, one good segment. That's it. 10 out of 10, dude. Insane.
This match was no time limit and no outside interferences from Daddy Menard and the Undisputed Has-Beens, as this was Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole just doing their thing. And the match was not
interesting,
really anything special, dude.
No,
I'm sorry, man.
Daniel Garcia, he needed something like NXT, and he had the best intentions in re-signing because Tony Khan tricked him. Tony Khan, he pulled the ultimate trick, man. Daniel Garcia really believed in AEW and in Tony Khan and his words, and he lied to his face, man. And Adam Cole's still here. He loves this place for some reason, and he is not even a shell of his former self. He is nothing of his former self, man. This match was pretty much nothing. TNT title is nothing at this point. I think Daniel Garcia might be one of the worst TNT champs of all time, just because we never even seen him or the title at all. And now it's on Adam Cole, and okay, all I could think about is probably not going to see him because he's probably going to be stuck on Collision doing fuck all, dude. Undisputed Collision is Adam Cole and his group, and it's undisputedly unwatched.
This match, Daniel Garcia was working Adam Cole's ankle. It looks like Adam Cole was working the ankle. He was limping after the match. I'm going to go ahead and hope that he was selling. He ended up beating Daniel Garcia with 2 Panama Sunrises into the boom. And he beat Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship. The match was, again, nothing that is really going to be remembered.
No.
Again, and I hate to say that because both guys are great, but again, one of them is directionless and the other one is swagless.
Literally.
Okay, gone are the days of the Undisputed Era.
Undisputed Aura, they used to be, man.
Yes, now they are the undisputed has-beens because that's
all they are, has-beens.
So, yeah, Adam Cole wins the TNT Championship. He's probably going to be subjected to Collision. And he is probably going to do nothing really of substance with that championship. And he's probably just going to end up dropping it to the next guy that they feel is fit for the championship whenever they want a title change. So,
exactly.
Yeah, sucks, but, this is where we are. Congrats to Adam Cole. He I believe today was was an anniversary for him. I don't know how many years in the wrestling business, but I did see him post
17, I think.
Possibly, but so congrats to him, and let's hope that by the time we get to number 18, he has a little bit of his swagger back. So
I hope.
Yeah, this dude was a top player in all of professional wrestling. Here in AEW, it took him 4 years to hold this Auralist title.
To hold, like, the 2018 U.S. title, essentially, is what he just won. Literally.
Yeah, it's good. That's a great comparison, actually. That was the title that was held by babyface Bobby Roode and not having fun Randy Orton, and then Jinder Mahal.
That was so bad, dude.
Yeah.
So bad, dude. And that's basically what Adam Cole is holding right now, man. So hopefully it's going to be good, but I'm not going to put any faith in it.
Man, so he beats him with Boom, and he shakes his hand after the match as Tony Schiavone, good fucking God Almighty. He says, okay, first of all, he's talking about these two like they are two brothers that haven't spoken in 15 years that are finally seeing each other at the family reunion, and they're just so ecstatic to see each other and to finally put the water under the bridge. Tony Schiavone is sitting here like, man, I just love seeing these two together. Every time these two are in the ring together, it's just so awesome.
What?
And then
act like we're seeing fucking John Cena and Randy Orton again.
And then he says, this is one of the great rivalries in AEW history. So what we're saying is Tony Storm, Mariah May, CM Punk, MJF, Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole. See what I mean? I mean, this guy is the biggest shill you can possibly fucking imagine of having on your payroll.
He just lies to your face, dude, man. Dude, Vince would love this dude. Man.
I'm surprised he wasn't involved with WWE earlier.
Dude, he would have been the perfect shill, man. God damn. One of the greatest rivalries of AEW. This and nothing was one of the greatest rivalries, man. It was I don't know, I didn't watch the other two matches, dude. The other two matches weren't seen by anybody. This was the third of a trilogy that no one watched the first two fucking movies. What the fuck? What do you mean one of the greatest rivalries? Man, horrible.
Tony Schiavone strikes again.
He really does.
One of the greatest rivalries in AEW history.
Man, that's a line.
I guess this is up there with Swerve and Adam Page.
No, it is. Most definitely.
What the fuck, man? That was that. Like I said, Adam Cole won the championship. He's probably not going to do anything with it. And have a nice fucking day, Adam Cole. And for the saving grace of the night.
Literally, man.
The International Championship Triple Threat.
Fuck.
Ricochet, Kenny Omega, and Speedball I don't fucking know what the fuck you guys were talking about with Speedball Mike Bailey.
I
Dude, before he came in this company, all I heard was he flips around. He's just a flippy guy. He can't sell, and he can't cut a promo to save his life.
And from what we've seen so far, and in the short time he's been here, he can talk, he can strike his ass off, and he can sell his ass off. That man has nothing but impressed me since he's shown up in AEW, and he he was the standout of tonight. Of the whole night is Speedball, man. Everyone in this match did good, obviously, man.
Yeah.
But Speedball was going crazy, man. He was kicking, he was striking his ass off, he was selling his ass off. He was moving, man. He was taking crazy bumps. He was doing great, man. He was doing great. There was one moment we'll have to talk about where he tried to talk, and AEW production, failed him, shockingly, man. But overall, dude, fucking impressed as fuck from Speedball, man. I'm very impressed.
Literally all I heard before we actually seen him on AEW TV was just that. Can't cut a promo. He's got no character. And he's a vanilla midget indie guy who all he can do is strike. He can't sell. He's literally just can do offense. That's what I heard about Mike Bailey. And so I went into it with an open mind, as I do everything. And he is literally, like Sir K said, he has done nothing but impress me
in all the aspects.
Since he again, for everybody that said he was such an atrocious promo, I mean, he doesn't have the most he doesn't have the most standout character. You know what I mean? He's not very character centric, but he's not a bad promo at all. In fact, he can
stand his own.
He can cut somewhat of a promo. I mean, again, he's not CM Punk, but he's not, like Sir K said, he's not MJF. He's not fucking John Cena on the microphone, but he's not bad.
Not bad at all.
And and the selling as well. I mean, what the fuck are you guys talking about, man? This guy can sell his ass off. He was selling his ass off tonight.
He was selling that leg like he was like it was facing the other direction, man. That man was going crazy tonight. And that man strikes. Man, that man can strike his ass off.
Yeah, he's fucking phenomenal, man. He is phenomenal. They're slapping Ricochet's head in the beginning of the match. Ricochet is on commentary, and he's talking about, I can beat Kenny Omega and Speedball Mike Bailey at the same time because before he could get another word out, Speedball jumped and kicked. Do you guys remember in OG AEW when Orange Cassidy was standing on the entrance ramp and Ray Phoenix came with a fucking jumping super kick that kicked him out of his fucking shoes? That was that. That was essentially what that was. And it was brutal. It was brutal, dude. It looked phenomenal. And just to suck all the aura out of this moment, Speedball then grabs a headset, starts talking into the microphone, and the microphone is fucking muted.
Why you have headsets that don't have audio connected to them ready to go is beyond fucking me. And we can't hear what the man says. I would love to, because he's nothing but impressed me and hasn't been bad on the mic. Would love to hear what he said, but I didn't get to because AEW production.
To suck, like I said, all the aura out of this moment, this man grabs the headset and proceeds to start going. What the fuck?
Dog.
What?
You can't win, man. You really can't win.
They then go into a series of double roll-ups where they're, one guy is trying to pin the other two guys. Everybody got a stab at it. Bailey did, Ricochet did, and Omega did. Speedball hits a Ultimo weapon off the he hits a Ultimo weapon standing on the ground, and of course Excalibur says, "That's not the Ultimo weapon. The Ultimo weapon is when he comes off the second rope with the double knees." And, dude,
That's not the AA. That's the super AA when he jumps off the top rope.
it's a fucking it's an Ultimo weapon,
It's
dude.
still the finish. Just because fucking Randy Orton does it off a ladder instead of this ground doesn't mean it's not an RKO. You fucking asshole.
Again, like literally, dude.
It's like,
It's
dude,
like that's like Randy Orton. You guys remember the curb stomp RKO? That's
not
like
an
Michael
RKO.
Cole saying that's not an RKO. An RKO is when Seth Rollins is on the
Still-
ground and Orton, starts stomping on the mat and then he gives it to him. That's the RKO.
Like, a finisher is supposed to be the more malleable the finisher, the better. Some people are locked in a finisher that they can only do in like certain scenarios, and you have people like this who can do their scenario off a rope, off a turnbuckle, and it's not the finisher. I hate this commentary, man. I hate them so much.
So he hits an Ultimo weapon on Omega, and then he hits him with that spin kick that is just nasty, dude.
Brutal, man. The slaps he does, dude. He's fucking great at that shit, man.
Yes.
That shit cracks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So he goes to cover Omega. Ricochet pulls the ref. He doesn't even pull him out of the ring. He just slides him across the ring. Ricochet, I'm assuming, very quickly regretted this because Speedball went over by him. And another thing that impressed me is his range. Because if you ever needed Speedball to be a heel, he was wailing on Ricochet. And it looked very heel-esque. I mean, he looked very enraged. He was slapping and forearming the shit out of Ricochet.
And most people's forearms in this business suck.
Not good.
They're not good. And he's part of a very, very thin few, like Braun and himself, and probably like Dragunov in that circle. That can make the little punches and the forearms actually look good and sound good, man. Those were incredible.
So he then goes for an Ultimo weapon on the apron, misses. He falls right in front of the commentary desk.
Right in front. I look down and commentary can see his body.
Ricochet gets in the ring and he's fighting with Omega. Tony Schiavone, you fucking moron. He says, Speedball is out. Speedball is nowhere to be found. And you can look and see he is in perfect vision of the commentators to see.
He's nowhere to be found, man.
You can even see him on television.
I was gonna say,
in the bottom right corner of the screen.
you can literally see him laying flat in front of them, and Speedball. He's nowhere to be found anywhere, man.
Fuck, man.
This commentary doesn't end, dude.
Oh, there's more.
There's way more with this fucking commentary.
When I tell you Tony Schiavone wanted to go on a final stretch,
He went on a final stretch, all right.
I mean, he was not fucking around during these last two matches, dude. He was on his A game.
Why was he?
Speedball then hits a Poison Rana to Ricochet off the top. Him and Kenny fight. Kenny trips Speedball up. Speedball kind of hits his head on the top turnbuckle. Omega Snapdragons Ricochet and Speedball both at different times. He then gets them together for a double Snapdragon at the same time. He hits them both with V-triggers. He starts to focus on Ricochet. He then gets caught after a little bit. Time goes by. He then gets caught with a heel kick to the back of the head from Mike Bailey. Looked phenomenal. I cannot. You got to do something with this guy at All In, bro. Something big.
He's got to go crazy, dude. You got to put him in something good at All In, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You really do.
Yeah, 100,000%, man. So he kicks. So he hits the heel kick to the back of Omega's head. He then goes for a Ultimo Weapon, which is countered. Kenny gets him in a knee bar, and Ricochet does a 450 while Omega is in the hold. He then hits a vertigo for a near fall to Omega, and Mike Bailey squares up with him Karate Kid style.
Literally.
And Ricochet goes to run at him. When I tell you, this man hit the meanest bicycle kick.
Man. Square to the face, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
See, a lot of guys, man, they trip about size. They trip about, these guys today being little. You can't tell me Mike Bailey will not fuck somebody up in a real fight.
That man will kill somebody in a real fight. From what we seen tonight, dude, he was punching, he was kicking his ass off, dude.
The dude,
he was hitting them dying light drop kicks on motherfuckers, dude.
I don't care how small people want to say he is, bro. Dude, these are stiff, and he's not even being legit.
No.
I mean, dude, you cannot tell me this dude will not fuck somebody up in a. Could you imagine him fucking? Could you imagine some of those strikes landing?
Oh, insane, dude.
Come on, dude. Bro, so bicycle kicks the shit out of Ricochet. He then hits the Ultimo Weapon on Ricochet, lands it, and he hits a Kenny breaks it up with a V trigger. Little bit of time goes past. Ricochet and Speedball are on the top rope, and Kenny comes up from behind, gives Ricochet a one-winged angel off the top rope to Ricochet, and Speedball is caught in a tree of woe that he can't move from, because remember, he fucked his knee up. So it's hurting him to move, and he's caught in this tree of woe. Can't break it up. So Kenny Omega wins, and guess what? Ricochet may have lost for the second pay-per-view in a row, but he continues to look better and better, because if you're talking from a wrestling, just a straight wrestling match, this is twice on pay-per-view Ricochet has had the best match on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you're talking as a whole for Revolution, I would probably take Mariah and Tony.
Personally.
But if you're talking just a straight wrestling match, Swerve and Ricochet was the best match on Revolution. Just from a straight, just one-on-one wrestling match. And here, no stipulation. It was a triple threat, but it was just a straight wrestling match. This is the second fucking time in a row Ricochet has had the best match on the card, and he loses to the one-winged angel, the most protected finisher on all of AEW, so he does not look bad. And
when you're in the circle with guys like Kenny, you're not gonna look bad.
Yes, and I can't for the life of me can't understand how some people are of the frame of mind that Ricochet would have been better in WWE.
God no, he would have been doing fuck all, probably in the back with Andrade looking at fucking Shinsuke while he was U.S. champ and shit. He made the right decision, man. He really worked out a lot so far in AEW, man, and I think he's just gonna get better and better, man. And all three of these guys fucking killed it. Obviously, Kenny killed it. He's Kenny Omega. Ricochet killed it, and Speedball fucking killed that shit, man. I really hope, like you said, he gets some good shit at All In, man, because he's impressed the shit out of both of us, man. And I just want to see him in a hard ass match at that show, man. He's got it. And I hope that they really put that stock into this, man, because you have it in there, and you'll see a return on your investment.
100%, dude. You could create a story with Ricochet. You could do something with him and Takeshita, him and
That would be
Kyle
good.
Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, up and down this card, man, there's great people for him to go against, man. Yeah.
Osprey, you got people, man.
You have a lot of people you could put him up against, and don't put him one of those goofy ass gauntlet matches, bro. Put him in a
Please don't.
spotlight, one-on-one match. Have it be for like a #1 contendership to a title. You know what I mean? Or fucking put him against Adam Cole. Something.
Yeah, have him beat Adam Cole. Put him in a good group if you want to, man. There's people you can put him with, dude.
Yeah.
He's good, man. Please use him.
Please, I'm giving you the stamp of approval.
Literally.
On Speedball. Do not make me wish he would have went to NXT. Please prove me wrong.
Please.
I'm begging you. This went 31 minutes, and deservedly so.
It was good as fuck, man. Amazing match.
And if this match only was 20 minutes, it would have made this main event we're about to talk about a hell of a lot worse. At least we got a large chunk of time to invest and enjoy in this match.
Most definitely, man. Incredible match. Incredible work from all three guys, and quite easily, match of the night, man. Without any competition, was the match of the night.
Banger.
And then, quite the opposite. We got
that fucking Death Rider's sad, depressing intro perfectly fits this 31-minute and 35-second monstrosity of a main event that we got tonight.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh my god.
Dude, this main event sucked. It sucked, man. And it was bad, dude. It was just bad, man. I mean, it was just punches and lockups and fucking, and that was it. That's all 2025 John Moxley is. He's some punches, he's a lockup or two, and a bulldog choke, man. And that's all this man is. He sucks. This sucks.
If we got another pay-per-view, we got another 2 pay-per-views. On the second one, he should drop the title. We got 2 more. I know a lot of you people can't stomach the hardcore stuff.
You're only solace in this.
This is your only way out, because you're either going to get hardcore stuff that makes your tummy in knots, or you're going to get this. Give me the hardcore stuff, please.
Exactly, bro.
Because if that's all Moxley can do, then that's all Moxley can do, and we might as fucking well just get it.
Might as well, dude. Because I would rather watch that and make some people uncomfortable because it doesn't belong, whatever the fuck, dude. And then watch fucking shit like this, man. I would rather watch his back get destroyed by spikes than watch him fucking forearm somebody for fucking 35 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Again, you can sit there and say it doesn't have a place in the business and you don't want to see it, and this has no place in your heart or whatever the fuck. It's either that or a fucking wrist lock 20 minutes into the match.
20 minutes into a 35-minute match, dude. Or 38, was it?
31.
Oh, thank God. This wasn't the longest match of the night.
It was.
31?
30. There was 30 seconds longer than the other match.
Oh, okay.
So about the same.
About the same, man. But, dude, horrible fucking main event, dude. Boring as sin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You better pull those goddamn thumbtacks and that glass out, because if I have to watch another main event where this motherfucker Dean Ambrose is doing Dean Ambrose shit and not
Mhm.
John Moxley shit, I'm gonna blow my fucking head off.
I need John Moxley, dude. I need Mr. Blade 2 minutes into the match, dude. At this point, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Because this fucking methodical, fucking 2017 Randy Orton, John Moxley we're getting, it is absolute dog shit, dude.
Motherfucker is working a rest hold 20 minutes into a main event match, and
Putting me to rest.
and the crowd is just dead.
Dude, there was moments in this match where it was pure silence. No exaggeration. I'm not just saying that, oh, they were quiet and dead ass, dude. Silence.
We were pointing it out. During the match. I kept telling Sir K and our other friend, like, dude, hold on, be quiet for a minute. Listen. And it was legitimately, you can hear nothing. And then if you look into the crowd, the people aren't standing up. They're sitting there. Some of them are looking down, probably at their cell phone.
Half of them are like looking at the people next to him, like, damn, you guys see this? Like, it was bad, dude. There was moments of genuine silence in the crowd, dude. Insane.
Man, again, I really don't care how you guys feel about the hardcore stuff at this point. If this is what it's gonna get, if this is what it's gonna take for me to care a little bit about a John Moxley match, then just give it to me, dude.
Give me the glass, give me the barbed wire, give me the fucking something, dude. Give me the rental cars. I don't fucking give me something, dude.
Because this cannot happen again. This rest hold shit cannot fucking happen again, man. I mean, that was abysmal, man.
Yeah, I want to watch chain wrestling 20 minutes into the fucking match, dude. Holy hell, dude.
20 minutes in, this motherfucker Swerve's trying to work his way out of a headlock. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a main event match. This is Dean Ambrose I'm watching right now.
It's literally Dean Ambrose, dude. Please, can I watch John Moxley, dude? Man.
I don't know, dude. So, they're chain wrestling for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the match. John Moxley then goes out on the outside. He grabs the steel steps. Tony Schiavone says, "Oh my God, John Moxley's grabbing the frickin'."
And just silence.
And just stops.
And just stops talking.
He's grabbing the frickin'. What are you?
Worse.
What are you paying these people for? Honestly,
these people live good with this commentary, man. They're living the life, and this is the commentary they're putting on, dude. You got Corey Graves subjected over there to NXT, and you got people over here fucking living the life, talking, saying he's getting the freaking.
He's getting the frickin'.
Get the frick out of here is what you gotta fucking do, dude. Get the fucking hell out of here, man. This commentary is horrible. Fucking horrible. Man.
Moxley throws Swerve over the announce table. Excalibur goes to run away, and he fucking falls.
You just hear the wind of the headset just getting knocked out, dude. That was the best part about commentary tonight. Excalibur falling, and you ever friends with your friend? You ever on some type of voice chat or FaceTime with someone? You just hear the wind in the mic. That is what you heard.
And then you just hear Tony Schiavone in this most monotone voice go, "You all right?"
Just, you all right, Excalibur? Fucking hilarious.
Fuck,
what is this commentary?
John Moxley hits a Death Rider on the frickin'.
On the friggin'.
Apparently, on the steel steps. Apparently, they're just called the freakin'.
The freaking.
And these guys have been outside of the ring at this point for like 3 minutes. The ref is not counting.
He's
literally just in the ring looking at them.
And then Moxley rolls in the ring. Comes here, he goes. Moxley rolls in to break up the count. What fucking count? Dude wasn't counting. What count are you talking about? I didn't hear a fucking count. The man was just staring. God. What do you mean Moxley rolls in the ring to break up the count? He wasn't counting. They were in there for 3 minutes. They were out there. Outside the ring for 3 minutes, not a count. And he rolls in the ring to break up a non-existent count. Thought you had match producers, dude.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too. Swerve goes in the ring. He's bleeding. He gets put in a rest hold for about 3 minutes. He powers his way out of it. Again, by this point, we are about 20 minutes into the match.
Mm-hmm.
He is finding his way out of a rest hold. He hits a house call on Jon Moxley. He goes for another house call, and he gets the big King Kong lariat by Mox. Nana is standing outside of the ring. I have never seen this man, Prince Nana, look so bored in my entire life, dude. Prince Nana is always the atmosphere king for Swerve Strickland. I mean, he will keep that crowd alive. He'll have them chanting Swerve's house. He'll be jumping around, doing his thing.
Swerve could have a 20, 30-minute match the whole time. He's hitting the dance. He's interacting with the crowd. That man was laid up on the apron just...
He was fucking standing there with both of his hands just on the apron.
Just looking as bored as everybody else was, man. Good
I pointed out to my guys, I'm like, dude, look at Nana. He looks so bored, and legitimately, he's just standing there like this. Like, bro, what?
Dog.
Y'all got Prince Nana, bro.
Literally, dude.
Y'all made him so bored. This man was standing there just looking. Marina Shafir jumps in the ring with the briefcase. Nana jumps in there. She then hits him with the briefcase. Moxley goes to hit Swerve with a cutter, but Swerve pulls Marina in the way. Marina gets cuttered by Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley sets up a ladder. He sets up a ladder, and he walks over to Swerve on the outside and puts him in a headlock.
This man, Jon Moxley, sets up a ladder, and the first thing he does is put Swerve in a front-facing headlock.
Not a punch or like throws him at the ladder.
Nothing. Just, that's it.
He gets Swerve up the ladder. He goes to superplex him through the Spanish announce table. Swerve then starts biting Jon Moxley's forehead. He crawls his way to the other side of the ladder. So him and Mox are facing or are on the same side of the ladder. What do you think Swerve would do next? Just because we know Swerve Strickland's moveset, if he is standing above you and he's perched up on anything, what do you think Swerve Strickland would do?
I would think his finisher, the Swerve Stomp, I would think.
Well, Tony Schiavone had other ideas. He says, "Oh my God, don't tell me he's going to do a freaking Meteora."
A freaking Meteora. Don't tell me.
I don't think I've ever seen Swerve Strickland do a fucking Meteora. Who do you think he is, Mercedes? A Meteora? When has he ever been above anybody like that? And why would you not call that as anything but his finisher?
The swerve stomp, as they fucking say. At least say that. If you're gonna fuck it up, fuck up his name.
Call it the Sore Stomp or whatever the fuck they call him.
Dude.
Swerve.
The Meteora. Okay.
Is he gonna do a freaking Meteora?
He's gonna do a coup de grace at that point. You might as well just say that, dude. Like,
you fucking moron. Haven't you watched him for like 3 years in this company? I mean, come on, dude.
Man.
That is just silly shit, man. What the fuck? He hits a swerve stomp
Meteora.
to Jon Moxley through the Spanish announce table. They get back in the ring. Moxley grabs a steel chair. And if Swerve did not duck, this would have been the goofiest thing I think I've ever seen in a championship match, because Moxley was dead ass just about to throw a chair at another guy in front of the referee's face.
Like, what? It's one of those things where if, they didn't go wrong per se, why did you do that? Why were you gonna hit a man with a chair in front of the ref? What the fuck? Logic.
Moxley throws a chair at the referee, and the crowd gets up, finally.
Finally, there was something to get up to.
Probably about 28 minutes into the match. They get up and excited. Dude, even when they went through that announce table,
no one reacted.
It was like and then they just went right back to just staring around, looking at the fucking rafters.
Literally.
Looking at whose jersey's in the rafters. So the crowd gets up because the Hangman is making his way down to the ring. Jon Moxley and Swerve are rising to their feet at the same time. Hangman is conflicted about who to hit, what to do. Because if you guys missed Dynamite on Wednesday, there was a segment where they were both backstage and Swerve and Hangman were arguing and words were exchanged, and we got to a certain point of the dialogue where Swerve says, you burned my house down. Hangman says, you deserved it. Swerve says, I know. Hangman says, what did you say to me? Swerve says, I said, I know. Hangman stomped away.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, damn.
What did you say?
Look at that, man.
This is a great story.
Great.
This is a fantastic story. I actually love that.
I really love that aspect.
I love the aspect of these guys just growing respect through hatred.
Mm-hmm.
I love that a lot, actually. It's a great story. It's one of AEW's greatest rivalries, Tony Schiavone.
No, man, that belongs to Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole.
Fucking feud that nobody's ever seen.
I've only seen the last match because it was on pay-per-view.
Greatest fucking feud ever. The fuck? Thank you, Tony. Thank you for teaching me how fucking bad you need to be removed from commentary for the fucking 87th pay-per-view in a row.
Literally.
Page comes out there and he's conflicted on who to hit. And all of a sudden, the Dead Riders, they come out there and they start mauling Adam Page. They start mauling Adam Page and, they're jumping Adam Page. The Ops come out there.
Reason.
What the fuck? What? Why are the Ops out here?
Yeah, I guess they were backstage, and then Tony Khan said, "Hey, go out there, man. We need more people.
You guys want to fight for the trios titles? Sure.
Run out there.
All right, go.
Go what? Just go."
So I can only imagine what half of these guys think. I know every member of that Ops group was dead ass like,
Like,
This makes no sense.
why are we going out here?
Why
right
are
now?
we right here? Why are we going out here now?
Why are we going out here? Like, all right, okay.
So the ops come out there. Everybody gets chased away except for Hangman. He's laying because they throw him into the steps. He's laying ringside. But everybody else goes away. Swerve hits the Swerve Stomp on Jon Moxley, but he's selling his knee. I want to say this was the first time in the match he was selling his knee. I wish they would have planted the seeds earlier in the match to make it a little more believable.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does his knee hurt all of a sudden? Unless it's a shoot injury. But, okay. He's crawling and crawling and crawling towards Jon Moxley. And right before he can make the cover, which wouldn't have been a cover anyway because there was no ref in the ring, the lights go out. I did not know what was going to happen. I'm thinking to myself, Josh Alexander, but is he a big enough star to debut in the main event of a pay-per-view?
I was thinking, they did the Shane deal work out, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I did not know what was going to happen, and I'll tell you one of the last fucking things I thought about.
I thought Shane more than this shit.
The lights come on. And the fucking Young Bucks in EVP looking gear and everything,
the whole gimmick,
are out there, and they both have a hold of Swerve's arms, and they hit him with the Elite trigger or the BTE EVP trigger, fucking whatever. The shield trigger. They hit him with the BTE trigger. And they leave through the audience as Jon Moxley makes the cover to retain the world championship.
Why on earth did those two idiots help Jon Moxley? The whole story from 2024 into 2025 was... 2024 was a lot of, the evil EVP thing. They tried to take over the company. They failed. And then here comes another group whose whole purpose is to take over the company. And they literally scare the EVPs out of the situation. They literally, the Young Bucks said, this isn't our problem. And they leave. And now they come back and help that group that pushed them out in the first place against Swerve for some reason, which any way you could spin it doesn't make sense. You could say it because like you mentioned, Swerve, went against Hangman and did fucked up things to Hangman. Hangman took care of that problem himself, so why would you help him now? A little late for that. Or Swerve was kind of involved in the whole, Elite takeover, and that, that failed for them, so maybe they want to get it back for that. But even then, you got a bigger problem that you could be dealing with, and you're not. It just doesn't fucking make sense for these guys to come back and help Jon Moxley. His whole thing is, I want to destroy this company so I could rebuild it better than it was. And you want to help him do that? The guys that built the thing he wants to destroy helped him continue to be champion. Nonsensical as fuck. I cannot wait to hear this reason, because there's no way it can make sense, whatever it may be, dude. It's just pointless. And why are they still doing the EVP gimmick? That failed. It ended when they got ran out. The whole point to that was they got outshone. They realized they didn't have it in them. Do you not remember the segment where they were watching the Death Riders beat people up and they were terrified, and it was the most, wow, we are not built for this face in the world, and that's when they dipped. That's the whole reason they dipped. That gimmick was murdered in that moment, and now you're bringing them back in that gimmick. That's dead. that gimmick is dead now, and you brought him back as that, man. So makes no sense, and I cannot wait to see how they try to spin this shit. Because to me, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you said, man. I agree with absolutely everything you said. There is a beef with Swerve Strickland that makes little to no sense in the just the current trajectory of the storyline, man. And you are obviously trying to make Bucks versus Swerve and Hangman a thing. But I mean, dude, you completely cut the line
Yeah.
in just parts of the story you were supposed to tell. Why? I mean, why wouldn't you have them pick a fight with Hangman first if you wanted to keep them heel? Why didn't they come back and tell Adam Page, "Hey man, you seen us get ran out of our company and you did nothing to take the Death Riders down. You failed, as a matter of fact, because he did have a world title shot there at World's End in that 4-way. You told him, hey, you fucking failed, and then eventually have him beat the shit out of Adam Page, and then have who better than Swerve Strickland to eventually fucking help Page. There you go. But you bring them back to fight Swerve? A guy that, other than that blood and guts match, dude, that there's
no interaction.
And even in the blood and guts match, Page and Swerve basically only cared about each other.
Yeah, the whole problem in that thing that, they all had with each other is, like you said, they only cared about each other. Hangman didn't really care about his boys. He kind of only cared about getting his own lick in. And same with Swerve, man. Yeah, he's fighting for AEW, but he was also fighting because he hated Hangman, and that was the whole point. They were just focused on each other. So so that you're going to try to spin it in some way of, Young Bucks trying to, help Hangman in some way, and Hangman gets pissed, or any reverse way, but, like, it makes no sense, dude. It doesn't.
They are so creatively fucked, man. It's not even a joke anymore, dude, bro. I mean, it is that to me that to me makes no fucking sense, dude. And I mean, it is dumb creative after dumb creative. And dude, I thought they would bring the Bucks back as these, heroic baby faces to try to save the company after the Death Riders tried to take it over. But what was fucking actually worse than that was these guys helping
the Death Riders,
the group that ran them off. Like Sir K said, the segment where the Elite is just looking terrified of these guys, and they're helping them keep hold of the title because of an imaginary beef you just created with Swerve.
It's like, what?
How creatively fucking stupid are you? I mean, what the fuck, man?
Makes no sense, dude.
Oh my god. I'm
very excited because I just can't wait to see how you try to spin this shit. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like,
just like Cole and MJF.
Yeah, it's like, what do you say, dude? And there is the aspect that am excited to see is, Hangman coming to Swerve's, overall aid in this and be like, guys, what the fuck was that? That element I am excited to see, because on paper, Young Bucks and then Hangman and Swerve is a dope ass idea. But this is how it's the worst. The thing that kills this dude is them helping Mox. You could have done this without that attempt, and they helped Mox. That is the dumbest thing ever, man. So hopefully they could spin this in a good direction, man. But what a shit start to this, man, and what a shit way to bring them back.
You had a very easy way to do this if you had a very easy way to do this if you had Hangman conflicted on who he was gonna hit,
Mm-hmm.
but then you make it very evident he goes to hit Moxley with that buckshot, but he pulls Swerve in. Swerve ends up losing because of Paige. The Bucks attack Swerve after the match, thinking they're getting the band back together.
Yep.
Let's get the Elite back together and fuck Swerve because he's tormented your life. But then have Adam Page be like, no.
Guys, like, nah.
Do you not see the problem here? I was trying to help Swerve. I hit him on accident. You know, we needed to take the title off of Moxley. Like, are you guys fucking stupid? And then have the Bucks
What the fuck?
feel some type of way about that, and then end up turning on Adam Page. And then, you know, Swerve and Adam Page actually form a bond through the beef with the Young Bucks, and it brings them together. But this, man, I mean, dude, AEW, again, a lot of time, and it happens a lot of times with AEW, they have the right idea, like Bucks versus Hangman and Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good idea. Okay, I like that. But bro, that's good for All In. That's a big match for All In. Your execution is so
just sloppy,
just so flawed, and it just makes no sense, and there's no care in the world put into the execution of this whole thing, man. And it just and it comes off like this. And now you got me sitting here genuinely considering this probably the worst AEW from top to bottom I've ever watched.
It has to be.
There was 2 enjoyable things on the show.
Yep.
2. One of them was a fucking, like, 3-minute long segment.
3-minute heel turn segment. And then a Savior and Grace 30-something minute match, dude. Literally 2 good things out of 4.5 hours of a show, dude. You had 2 good you had what, 35 minutes in total out of 4.5 hours that were good? That's a really bad look. This has to be their worst show they've ever put on.
About 3 hours and 56 minutes fucking sucked
On the show, dude. Were either boring, dumb, or just outright bad, dude. And it was easily their worst show they've ever put on, dude. And it's very disappointing.
How bad was this fucking pay-per-view, man?
Very.
Good Lord. Man. AEW Dynasty 2025.
What a shit show. A show that will live in infamy.
That it will. Absolutely atrocious, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fucking atrocious, man. That was your AEW Dynasty. Dude, another thing, Tony Khan has got to stop putting all the boring shit on first. He puts one match in the open that he thinks would be a great open, puts all the bullshit after that, and then saves the last 2 or 3 matches as things that he likes.
Mm-hmm. It's a horrible system. You have to do, you know, an exciting match, you know, boring, more boring match, exciting, maybe 2 borings in a row, exciting. It's a very simple system to get right, and he does not get it right at all.
No. You done made us sit through a Will Ospreay match that nobody cared about. You made us sit through a tag match, a Mercedes slop fest, a 6-man tag, some more matches that nobody cared about. And then after all this, you decided to put motherfucking Chris Jericho on that late in the show.
That late for that long. 18 minutes of Chris Jericho.
That knocked the wind out of me when they announced that match that late in the show, because I fucking forgot about it.
And it was just a punch to the gut of just, man, more of this.
Good God, man. Good God. Yeah, so can't believe it, man. This is probably the worst AEW pay-per-view I've ever watched.
It most definitely has to be, man. That's so sad.
And with that, that is going to do it. And we will see you guys here in about less than 24 hours with
Yep.
Unscripted. So we will see you all then.
The normal time slot tomorrow.
Yep, it'll be after Raw, so about 10:15 we're back at the normal scheduled programming. And with all that, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here on this Dynasty review. As boy,
Man.
was this a show.
It was a show, all right.
And with all that, that is going to do it for this edition. It's been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sergey.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. And we will see you guys after Monday Night Raw with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.